Hey, what's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy Jay Coop. I'm here with Juan from All Fan Sports out there in Las Vegas. Man, we've done a ton of shows together, dating all the way back to the what was that 2016
22
draft,
and
22
like
draft.
yeah, like 21, 22 draft. Yeah.
22 draft, yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, it's good to have you on my platform officially. Me and Jay still my guy, but when duty calls and you know, hey man, when you start messing with Lil Flip and Kiki and all these guys, man, your time runs spare. You got to go where the money at. So, shout out to Jay, man. He's still doing his thing. Uh, he's potentially finna open up his own club, Reckless Sports Bar and Grill. So keep the
Oof.
money big, man.
All
I
right.
love
Way
my
to go,
guy, man.
Jay.
He showed me the way to do this. So I'm gonna try to carry it, and we're gonna do what we can do. Uh, Other than that, man, just go ahead and tell the family a little bit about yourself, and then we gonna just hop right on into all the good stuff.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you bringing me along today on your episode. So people know, my name's Juan. Me and Jimmy, we've done shows now sporadically, going on 3, 4 years now. So, I mean, this
Yeah.
isn't our first rodeo. You know, been on a couple shows with you and Jay when it comes to college football season. You can follow us on Instagram, Jax Wild. Facebook, same thing, Jax Wild Sports Show. You can follow us there. And yeah, I mean, a little bit about me is, I'm just a fan, man. I'm just a fan. I'm no better than anybody else. Consider me the guy that you see at the bar. And if you want to just, shoot the crab, have a couple beers, that's what I'm here to do, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to hear. That's basically what we here to do is talk shit, have fun.
You know
Talk
it. You
shit
know it,
and
man.
have fun.
You know it.
So we're gonna get right to it. The big reason why I brought you here is because you're one of the guys I trust as far as when we look at football dynamics, as far as talent, researching the talent, having an eye for talent,
It's the glasses, man. I
understanding.
tell you, it's the glasses, man. It's the glasses. I tell everybody
Yeah,
that all the time.
they said Jordan, it was the shoes. I guess it's the glasses for us. Um, you I mean, I went back and I even looked at some of my old stuff. I wish I would have brought it in here. The draft, mock draft that we did, and we had some players in spots that right now people would have said, man, y'all tripping. I wouldn't draft that player at
Yeah,
that position.
yeah.
And right now those players are bona fide studs for
I
for
mean,
their teams.
I try to give Tampa Bay Nick Amari, the safety out of South Carolina last year, and people were looking at me like I was crazy.
I mean, we we said JC Horn was supposed to go before he got to the Panthers.
It's,
Gonzalez, we said there's no way Gonzalez will ever fall down to New
I'm gonna be honest
England.
with you. I thought Gonzalez was
And,
gonna be a Raider. I thought Gonzalez was gonna be a Raider, man.
I mean,
We could definitely use a corner right now.
how many defensive linemen did we give the Atlanta Falcons? I
you know,
mean,
Yeah, I can't.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if
what
we can
every year I
count
do
them.
every year I do my mock draft special. I try to give the Falcons. I try to give them Micah Parsons one year. I try to give Jared Verse one year.
Verse, yep,
I
Jared
try to give
Verse.
these guys. I try to give the Falcons so much help, but they don't want it. They
They
don't
don't
want
want it.
it.
They don't
They
want
don't
it,
want
man.
it.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
It's the
But
glasses. I'm going to stick with it. It's the glasses.
so I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna let you take it away, and I want your thoughts about this. It's one thing that I absolutely despise. I don't want to use the word hate, but it's the one thing that I absolutely despise that's talked about
Ooh.
during this time of year, and that is the combine does not matter. Please,
Yeah.
like maybe we're gonna be on opposite sides of this, but I don't think we are. But go ahead and give your views on the combine and how do you use these metrics when you're scouting or looking at talent. Uh-oh. Oh,
Uh-oh,
there you
hold
go.
on, hold on. There we go. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, okay. You see me? Everything good?
Yeah, I see you good.
Okay. Yeah, as far as the combine, so I'm about to show my age here. Back in the day when you got invited to the combine, it meant like you were one of the top dudes. Like you're a top dude that's probably gonna, go in the draft. Like you're guaranteed to go in the draft if you go in the combine. Like you're one of these dudes that's like, we just want a little closer at you,
Hmm.
from everything. What it's becoming now is, and I kind of hate to say it in a way that's kind of demeaning or kind of like in a negative way, because sports can be taken as a negative way sometimes when it should be trying to bring everybody together. How I see it, you should be able to at least give us something. Look, for me, Fernando Mendoza not throwing out the combine, not really a big deal because it's kind of a guarantee he's going to go number one, right? Kind of a
Uh,
guarantee. It's some of these other guys, these top dudes that I'm seeing, where it's like, really, you don't want to run the gauntlet as a wide receiver. Like, but that's your bread and butter. We need to see, because that's going to determine. We want to see your catch radius up and close. Because that's how fast the balls are going to be coming. We want to see your catch radius up and close. Linebackers not wanting to do the three cone drill. Well, we that kind of help. I don't need to see you do all the drills, but there's certain positions. I think that's what it is for me. There's certain positions I need to see where it would be helpful to do the drill. Like for example, I don't need to see an offensive tackle that's 6'9" run 40 yards in 5.3 seconds. I don't need to see that. What I need to see is the first 10. That's what I need to
mm,
see. That's what I'm more concerned about. For a wide receiver, that's cool. But really, what I'm looking at a wide receiver is your first 15. Because majority of the game now, it's intermediate. It's all
mhm.
intermediate, kind of throw. So I need to see your split between off the line of scrimmage to 15. But I guess to your point, to your question, I kind of hate it because it's not the be all end all. I think that's the thing where people are kind of taking it overboard. It shouldn't be the be all end all because we see it every year. We see
Mhm.
it every year. Not that long ago, Anthony Richardson killed it at the combine. One general manager said, "Oh my God, I love him." But then you look at it and you're like, well, he never completed anything more than 57% in college, right?
Mhm.
Last year, same thing happened. Oh my God, Shamar Stewart. Oh my God. This guy, his numbers are like off the charts. Then you look at his film and you're like, he's only had 4.5 sacks in 4 years. The combine should be in simple terms. Does the numbers match the tape? No, that's not always going to be the case in Shamar Stewart's case. We knew Shamar Stewart is athletic, but athleticism can only get you so far in the NFL.
Correct.
And I can't tell you how many times I hear it every year. I hear it every year. Ah, man, this wide receiver ran a 4.5, ran a 4.6. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. Well, if that's the case, if you can't do it, you're taking Jerry Rice off your board. You're taking Julio Jones off your board. You're taking the offensive rookie of the year this year off your board. The 40 shouldn't be the determining factor. Because I've seen a lot of wide receivers run a 4.2, 4.3, and they're out of the league in 4 or 5 years. The combine should be essential. It should be it should be natural. It should be a natural process. We just want to see what you look like. It should be like a free practice for everybody.
Uh-huh.
It's just unfortunate now. We're looking so much into it. We're looking so much into it now. Last year, Will Campbell, small arms. I don't know if I can do it. And then he was just, a rookie left tackle that was part of a Super Bowl run for the New England Patriots. This year, it's Ruben Bain. I mean, let's not forget what Bain did in the college football playoffs this year. He went up against offensive tackles that are going to head to the NFL. Do not get fooled. It might not be this year, it might be next year, but he dominated them.
Yep.
Look what he did to Texas A&M. Look what he did to Ohio State. Fernando Mendoza's toughest game was against Miami, and why? Because the offensive tackles had no answer for Ruben Bain to get back there for Fernando Mendoza.
Yep.
I think the combine is just, I think what it is now is such an overreaction that I can't take him because of this. I can't. There should be other reasons why you should not want to take him.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't change the measurables. Does the tape match up? And if people tend to forget this. You're not in the NFL. If you're a defensive coordinator, you're not in the NFL because you're not smart. You can find ways to plug and play a player. I remember, what was it, years ago? I just don't know if I can take this player. It was your guy, Will Anderson,
Well, yep.
where people were just like, I just don't know if I can take him because what is he? Is he a linebacker? Is he a defensive end?
Yep.
Why not both? Why can't he be both? Well, I mean, yeah, the tape's fine and the numbers are fine. I just don't know schematically. If you can't figure out how to plug a Will Anderson in your defense, you probably shouldn't be coaching in the NFL.
That's a you problem.
That's a you thing. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. If I'm running a 4-3, I'm telling him, put your hand in the dirt, and whoever has the ball, get after that
Go get
motherfucker.
them. Yep.
Get that motherfucker. I don't care if it's a running back, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback. Get that motherfucker. Get him. Get him. If it's a
Yeah.
sweep, get him.
And that's what we do. And that's exactly what
Yeah.
we told them. And so my my thoughts are right on point with you. I've said this on numerous occasions: Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
The whole shebang.
Anybody that's played this game. I mean, I don't know about basketball. I played basketball at the YMCA. I'm a football guy. I'm a
It's a little
football and
different.
a
The
baseball
combine's a
guy.
little different. You're looking for different attributes there. Yeah.
Right. I don't know the attributes for that. But you can get me with the football and the baseball.
Yeah.
The basketball combine and all that, I don't know. I know as far as basketball, stop somebody, put the ball in the hoop. The people that can shoot, and the people that can dribble. It is like
And
it's that simple to me. So, but with the NFL, or not even just NFL, just talking in
yeah.
general,
Yeah.
you go to the Pee Wee trials. Like if you go down, when Pee Wee
Yeah.
August comes
That's where
around
you
and you go
start. That's where you start
outside,
your fundamentals.
you're gonna see guys. You're gonna see them running. The kids running 40-yard dashes. So
And
that
that
means
shouldn't be the time for that.
they're doing it for a reason because they want to know: do I have fast kids?
Yeah.
Are these kids fast? And which kid is fast? Because guess what? I gotta pick a quarterback, a running back, a receiver. I gotta find out if I can do some of the things that I want to do with these kids. Because if I don't, if I have a bigger set of kids, I can't run outside sweep or triple option or wing T. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I
You
gotta
can't.
run straight downhill with the big running back that I got, and hopefully I can intimidate the other kids.
Yeah.
Same thing goes in middle school. Then you get to high school, it gets even more impressive because now you're looking at your times on the board. I mean, I can go back to remembering our first day in two a day. Well, we had three a days.
Yeah. Well, you
Um
get incarcerated nowadays if you try
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
get you
I
get
don't even know if we
incarcerated
can
now.
mention three a day. I don't even know if we can mention three a days in Houston Heat. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's
No.
even
Yeah. No.
in
3 a
black
days. That was the normal for us.
for us.
But you.
And then we wore black helmets and black jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You had to thin
um
out the weak man. You had to thin them out.
you, so like I said, we go back to that. And as the incoming freshman in high school, we're
Oh.
running 40s and 20-yard shuttles and the 300-yard shuttle. I never ran a 300-yard shuttle in my life. I didn't know what that was until they had us line up and like run it because they wanted to see if you was in shape. They
Yeah, that's
wanted
all
to
it
see
was.
if you was in shape.
Conditioning. Because there was no,
It's
you couldn't do conditioning during the season because there was no time. You had to
it's
get
no
your conditioning at
time,
the beginning of the time.
right? And so like if and now
What'd you do
we
spring?
go
What did
we
you do
go
in
in
springtime? Did you eat yourself out of a competition or
competition,
what?
yeah. Like what? What did you do? And then
Yeah.
you escalate that into going into college, right? What are
Mhm.
some of the scouts say? They tell these kids, put your
Oh,
height, weight, speed, and grade point average on all your tape.
yep.
Well, if the combine don't matter, if height, weight, speed, these measurables don't matter, then why do we calculate them from the ages of 5 years old until 25 years old? It
You
don't
know,
make sense to
it
me.
doesn't because
And
you know, the NFL's just a different, and you know that. I mean,
but I
when we
don't think
both know
it's
that, we know the speeds change. We know the thinking changes as time goes on because let's face it, from high school to, and people are gonna laugh, high school to JUCO, it's a different speed.
yes,
From
yes. This
JUCO,
is this
from JUCO to either
yes,
Division 3, Division 2, or Division 1, it's a different speed.
yes.
FBS to the NFL, it's a different speed.
And so I say this too is when you have when you have guys that are outliers, right? Like
Hmm.
Anthony Richardson, a guy like we're gonna talk about later here, Taylor Green,
Yes.
the Sakeeds, these guys are
Yes.
outliers, right?
Yeah.
You get those, but what we're basically saying is when if I'm a scout, right? I look at the film, and of course, I hate when people say, "Oh well, in football, you're never gonna run 40 yards straight line." Man, we know that. We know that. Like, don't state the
Yeah.
obvious. Like, we gotta stop at the stop sign. Duh. Like, we know that
Let me
already.
put it
That's
to you
the
like this.
obvious,
Let me put it like
right?
this. If you, you let this guy get 40 yards in one run, we're fired. At the end of
We
the
ha-
year, we're fired.
we have a big problem if a dude can run straight line for 40 yards. That we have a big problem. So I say that to say what we do with this time is we use it to watch the film, right?
Yeah.
So if I see, I'm just gonna throw Sadiq from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
I
Kenyon
see
Sadiq.
him
Yeah.
run. I see him run. I see him get open. I see him catch the ball. He takes off. Okay, that tells me for his height and weight, because the way he looks, I don't know his exact weight because I'm watching the game on ESPN like everybody else. He's an athlete. I can tell just by that one play that I know he's an athlete. Right? He's
Yeah.
not built like everybody else playing that position.
Yeah.
Now we fast forward to the combine, and he runs this was it
Three.
4.39
Yeah.
40.
439. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now guess what I want to do? I want to go back and look at the tape and say, okay, when he played such and such, did he run away from such and such? Because now I'm going to see if that speed actually equates to to the field. Because what happens a lot of the times is that we train for the combine, right?
Yes.
We our start time. People have to understand 90% of the 40 is the start. That's what it is. The rest of the stuff you can't fix. But if you fix your start and the way that you run, you can knock off 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds.
Yeah. You can't
And
run away from bench pressing. It's either you
right,
you went to the weight
you
room in college or you didn't.
or you didn't, right? But if you fix how you start, you can go get a train. Me and you can go get a trainer right now, and we
And yeah,
probably
we
run
can
like
be faster than we
a
really
five
are.
six. But they
But if we train
can
enough, we can knock it down to maybe a
a
5.54,
5.4 5
5.5.
flat,
We can
whatever
knock
the
off the
case
fifth, tenth,
is.
and guess what? That's an improvement.
Right. So that improvement, I need to see that on film, right? If I don't see it on film, then it's like, okay, well, he's still an athlete, but he's not 4.39 fast. right?
I think
He's not
I think for me,
that.
with when it comes to Kenyon Sadiq, I like him. I really like him like that. I don't. I mean, I like him as a football player. I think what it is with him though, I think there's just going to be too many teams that are just not going to prioritize that right now. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I think what's hurting him is that, yeah, Oregon's a good school. Oregon's a good offensive school, like it's always been, right? But unfortunately, some people are gonna probably overthink it, and they're gonna be like, "Well, what is he? What is he? How can we use him?" And I just think because of how the offenses are being built, I think people are gonna overthink him. Would it shock me if he goes in the first round? No, because he deserves to be a first rounder.
Yeah,
Top 10 that I'm seeing a lot of that I see a couple mock drafts. I don't know about that. I think I'm
he's
gonna have to
not.
bypass that. But would it shock me too if he gets selected early in the second round? No, because I think a lot of teams are gonna overthink that, and I think teams that are in the top part of the second round, they're gonna be like, well, shoot, we couldn't get a wide receiver, but this is gonna be just a good enough, a quarterback's best friend, a security blanket. That's
Hmm.
good enough than a wide receiver. To be honest, a security blanket tight end is almost kind of overvaluing a wide receiver too
Yeah,
in today's
and,
game.
and
So
see,
I don't know.
my
I like them. I just think there's gonna be some teams that are probably gonna overthink it.
my thing with him is I'm 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 with you. I think he's more of a Brock Bowers than he is a David Njoku,
He's
right?
not a Gronk.
Like
He's not a David
he's
Njoku. He's not.
like
He's not a
he's
George Kittle. He's not
right.
that.
He's not one. He's more of the. He's
He's
more
a
of the
Brock
newer.
Bowers. He's a Delaney
Yeah,
Walker. He's a
Walker.
those kind of dudes.
He's more into the newer style.
He's a
Now
Vernon Davis. He's
he's
a
a
Vernon
Sterling
Davis.
Shannon Sharp, right? That's
Yep.
but Shannon Sharp even blocked a little better than him.
To an extent,
And
to save his
to
career,
yeah, right.
to save his
So
career until they realize, oh, he can catch. All
he
right, fuck
catch right.
blocking.
So like, and I say all that to say is I got heat from saying, "Oh man, um, Sadiq is not a great blocker," because that's what I kept hearing. Like everybody, they'll go and they take, and I hate this. They go take two clips from a game and say, "Oh my, look at how great he's blocking." Dude, if you actually go watch any of the clips,
Yeah,
if you go watch anything of him of any film, 90% of the time, or I'm not gonna say 90, that's an exaggeration, but
that's a
60% of
little
the
high.
time,
Yeah, there you
they're
go.
running
Probably
away
65.
from where he's lined up at.
Yeah.
The out of that 60% of the time, 30% of that, he's not even attached as the tight end. He's
Yeah.
more like a slot.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why they put him there because he's a weapon. They're
I don't
trying to
think,
draw the attention that way so they can open the box so they can run. They're not
yeah,
actually trying to have him block. I mean, he
you,
does block, but he's this whole great blocker, and he's that's where you miss me at with this top 10 because if he's a top 10, I need him to block.
and
I need him
I
to
think
do
that's
that.
the reason why a lot of people were so high on Brock because he is athletic, but if you saw in Georgia, he can block too. He could block.
Correct.
And that's why there was a lot of mock drafts where it's like, why is Brock Bowers a top 10? He can block, he can run it, and he can catch. I
The thing
mean,
is, his
not for
height.
nothing. Not for nothing. I mean, he's the only guy in the country that can wear a hat that says two-time John Mackey Award winner. I don't know about you, but I'd be bragging about that shit.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, it's what it is, but if you told me it's like, well, why do I like Sadiq? Well, it's I'm not looking at his blocking.
the playmaking.
I'm looking at the playmaking. I'm looking at the run after the catches. I'm looking at the contested catches. I'm looking at the fact that
Right,
he's too fast for a linebacker and he's too big for a safety.
right.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at his route running. I'm looking at can he block to an extent? Yeah, but I'm not going to put him in that situation because that's not the situation I want him to be
You
in.
want them
That's why I don't
exactly.
mind. I can clearly tell you, yeah, Kenyon Sadiq is a first round tight end. That's not my issue with him. My issue is if you're going to take him top 10, you better get him on those pads early. You better get him on those, you better get him on there to learn quick because
He's
blocking
gonna
is a
get
technique. It's a
it.
technique. And
Yep,
if he's not comfortable, he's going to look uncomfortable on game days.
very quickly.
Yeah.
And we can spend time talking about this guy for a long time. So
He's
we're
great.
gonna
I mean,
move
look,
on.
I already have
He's
him
a great
slotted.
he's a great player.
I've already put it out my schedule out there for the my mock draft show here coming up here at the end of March. I already have him slotted to where I think he's going to go. It's gonna probably surprise a few, but I have, me, Jimmy. I have my. There's some picks I know you saw last year, and you're like, why? I have my reasonings, and now if you look at my
Yeah,
reasonings, hey, maybe this dude was onto something.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
this dude was
yeah.
onto something.
So, with that being said, we know about the top guys. And
Hmm.
here at Unhinged, we like to dive into guys that people may or may not know.
Oh yeah.
Um, like the first round guys, the Ruben Baines,
Oh
the
yeah.
Mendoza, the
I'm.
Tyson. We
Yeah,
we
I
hear
know
that
those
all.
guys.
We've been hearing them since last year.
I've been hearing those
Way
guys since
too early.
November. Come on, man.
Right. The way too early mocks and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We know about
The
them.
Arvell Reeses. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
style, the sunny style.
The David
We get
Baileys. Look, man, I
it.
already know
We
David
got it.
Bailey, man.
So give me a couple of guys, or if you just in love with one guy right now, that's maybe a second to seventh round pick. If you can give me a later guy, I would even love it better. But give me a guy that you just seen right now that is not a
Man, look,
first round.
I
He's not a
have
first. We know for sure he's
man,
not
I
first
have so
round.
many right now. I have so many. So I'm gonna give you one on each side. One on each side of the ball.
But
Um,
how about give me two. Give me an offensive lineman on one
okay.
side.
Oh,
Give me
offensive
an O
lineman. That was
lineman
actually gonna be my first dude. That was gonna
and
be
a
my
D
first dude as an
lineman
offensive lineman. Oh yeah, the big
and
uglies. They don't
then a
get
skill
the
player on both.
they don't get the photographs, the ladies, but they get all the glory, man. They get all the glory, man. They get all the glory, man. The big uglies, man. That's
Oh
the thing that
yeah.
makes the engine move. So I have this one guy, a very underrated dude. He's from
Mhm.
Michigan State. His name is Matt Gublin from Michigan State. Now check this
Okay.
out. He was
Matt
a
Goodman.
center
I'm gonna
last
put
year.
in my notes.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. So he was a center last year for Michigan State, right? But
Hmm.
throughout his whole college career, he has double digit starts at left guard, double digit starts at right guard, double digit starts at center. This dude is versatile as hell. Now, unfortunately, he couldn't participate in the combine drills this year because he did suffer an injury at the last game against Maryland at the end of the year, which kind of hindered his process to do the combine drills and everything. Um, but let me tell you, man, if you're looking for a weapon inside the offensive line, if you want a dude that you don't have to teach because he's a the jack of all trades, you know, the jack of all trades of everything. Matt Gublin from Michigan State, man. I don't see his future at the
Mm.
center because I don't think he's got the body frame to be a center. And I know that's going to be weird, but it's like, well, how can he have the body frame of a guard? I'll explain that.
So what's his
I
measurables before you get in?
He is a 6'4", 310 pounds.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If you want this dude to be a sustainable starter, where you plug him in and he's your starting guard for a while, plug him in at right guard. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's got the nastiness. He's got a punch, Jimmy. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. He's got this punch the second the ball is snapped that it leaves defensive tackles kind of stunned. Like
Mm.
it's one of those punches I can't just because normal punches, the quick to the chest or the
Hmm.
little swap and everything. He's got this punch, Jimmy, where I'm just like, dude, the defensive tackle
Mm.
just stopped moving. Like he didn't know what to do. It was just like, whoa, he's not even
Mm.
there anymore. And he can get off the ball. He can get to the second level and everything. I promised you, once his pro days hit and you see the numbers on his pro day, I'm telling you, man. Right now, they got this dude graded as a fifth, sixth rounder. I'm going to be honest with you. After his pro day, and just because on the tape of the film, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a mid fourth rounder at the end of this. His punch is just so nasty, Jimmy. I'm telling you right now, man. It's insane, man. It's incredible, man. I If the Raiders can try to snatch him at the fourth, I would. We need offensive line help. He wouldn't be a name I'd be too mad at.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you my guy, Ratledge. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you heard his name before.
oh,
Georgia
from
Tech.
Georgia Tech. Oh,
Yeah, that
nasty,
is my guy.
nasty motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And
I
I don't mean to
was
cut you off. You know what killed me at the combine? It's like when guys who are supposed to be professionals in the field of watching tape
yeah.
and they're like, I didn't think he could move out this way. Really? The guy who helped Georgia Tech be one of the top 10 running teams last year, you didn't know that he can move like that? All right. Lets me know that you didn't watch any
You didn't
freaking
watch
film. But go
anything,
ahead.
right?
But go ahead, Jimmy. Hit me with this Rutledge. Why should the Houston Texans take? Because I'm going to tell you right now, he would look sweet in a Texan
And
uniform. I don't know about a first rounder, but if he's
no,
there in the
he's definitely
second,
not.
but if
He
he's there in the second, I don't know, Jimmy. He looked pretty fucking sweet in a Texan uniform.
yeah. So look, I don't even think he's a second round guy. So last
I
year
like him like that.
I
I
was
like him
high
as a
on
second.
Tate Rutledge, the Georgia
Oh
uh
yeah,
offensive guard that ended up
and
dethroning
and
the
I don't
right
know
guard
how.
at Detroit. I don't know how he
Yeah,
got
and how
down to
did
the fourth round.
to be
So
honest with you, how Detroit got him? I have no freaking clue. That's
yeah,
It's one of those
and
things where I'm like, oh, who's your right tackle? Penny Sewell. Nice. Who's your
who's
right
the
guard?
right guard?
Rutledge. Huh, fuck. All right.
And
Well, fuck.
and the
Well,
run
fuck me.
and the run game to the right was magnificent. They
Yeah,
was
Jameer
able to
Gibbs, man.
run the
You
ball.
don't think Jameer Gibbs looked at those two and said, hey, man, whenever you want steak dinner, it's on me, brother.
It's on me. Um, so what I liked about him is, for one, I was looking for a mean street nasty guy. That's what we needed in Houston,
Don't
right?
look any further than that.
And I'm gonna give you the game, which is 2 years ago. It was the what game was that they played in Ireland? Or was it Ireland? I think it was
Hmm.
Ireland. Or
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was Ireland or one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Seamus was
I,
there. Seamus was
yeah.
there. So I think it
Sheamus is
was
there. Yeah.
Ireland. Man, when I seen him pull on that QB power, and
Oh,
I forgot the defensive end name, but they said he was like 6'5". He was supposed to be like a second round lock, first round lock in the first
yeah.
round. And I think he ended up staying because his tape wasn't good. But
Nope.
he depleted him.
Yeah. It
And I
was
was like,
no
man,
joke.
who is this? And so I kind of followed it throughout the season 2 years ago. Then last year I kind of forgot about him because I'm gonna give you another one of my names. I said should give a skill player, but Logan Jones, the center from Iowa,
Man,
I
love
got
that
so
dude, man.
caught up. I got caught up in him too, man. And I've been saying his name since probably about week 2 or 3 of the college football season. Again, these are two guys like you said, they don't have the measurables, right? They're not the typical offensive
NFL.
guard
When you
size
look at them, they don't
NFL
look like the
guy,
NFL body type.
right? The body type, but it's just the
Man,
nastiness. And this the thing too. I want people to understand when I say nasty, it's nasty between the whistle. It's not none of that fugazi stuff.
no, no.
Like
Logan
Trevor
Jones. That's another
Pennington,
dude.
like
That's
yeah, like
another
Trevor
dude. That
Pennington. That none of that stuff. But what they do in between the whistle, in the lines. Now, scheme fit is an issue. I do think scheme fit will be an issue for both guys. I think if Ratledge goes into a pure like zone team, somewhere like if he was to go to Seattle, because I know they're going to be needing another guard. I think they're talking about releasing the right guard.
Yeah,
For
I
Cap for
mean,
Cap
out of the
Williams,
put it
he
like this: out of the five offensive linemen from Seattle, the right guard was
the
probably
right guard was
the weakest,
the
probably
weakest
the
one.
weakest. You know, because Abraham Lucas, he's a monster. Their center did great. Obviously, Gray Zabel, who I loved
Zabel was
during last
okay.
year, during the draft process last year, I loved him. And then obviously Charles Cross,
Cross, right. So
you can't dispute that. But yeah, I think the right guard.
uh,
But I think if you were to go to Seattle, I think you would see that it would be, if anything, it would be an improvement.
it'll
Honestly,
be an improvement, but I just think him in that kind of zone scheme, I don't think. Well, I mean, they may not do zone, because Klubeck is with y'all now, so they might switch
they might switch
over,
it up.
switch it up. But I think more of a zone scheme would probably be an issue for him because in the zone, it's so much technique to the zone blocking. I think just letting him just, hey man, demolish this person, right? Move this man off the ball, off the line of scrimmage, and he's gonna do it. And so, and both of them are like that. Both of them are real nasty, nasty guys.
I think if I were to pick a team for, and we're talking about Ratledge from Georgia Tech, I think if we were to pick a team that I think would be perfect for him, honestly, the Chargers. I think the
Yeah,
Chargers would be perfect. I think you put him in with that no nonsense attitude with how Harbaugh likes to run the football. I think if you put him in a Charger uniform, I think he would fit great. And then he would
yeah,
have company next to Joel Alt. He will have help there. So that wouldn't be an
yeah.
issue. I think him and a Charger I think his best fit for me would be the Chargers just because of the offense. And obviously he can pass protect too, which not for nothing. The
It's
Chargers interior last year was pretty, diabolical. And I think
right,
Justin Herbert would greatly appreciate the help inside.
and it's not his pass blocking is not great, right?
But it's
It's not
doable enough to where it'll be worth it for the Chargers.
right, right. And so, and what I want people to understand, there's when we talk about these players, there's a reason why they're talking about
Second,
being
third,
drafted
fourth.
third, fourth round. They have some kind of weakness somewhere. Sometimes these things can be taught. Other times it's just based off of what they're asked to do at that particular school.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech is not a particular school that runs a traditional NFL style offense.
No.
They used to run the wing T for the longest, and then they switched over to more of a spread option type style
And
that
it
they run
baffles me
now.
that people can't get understand the difference between those two.
It's yeah, I don't get that either. But so we talked about two of the offense. Well, we talked about three offensive guys. What are the defensive guys that's on your list?
Man, so I have one guy, and everything that I needed to see him when he did the on the field drills and his numbers and his tape. Daryl Jackson Jr. from FSU. I understand that FSU didn't have a great year. Well, let's put it candidly. FSU hasn't had a good year in a minute.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna look at the one bright spot that FSU did have, it was him. It was him. When you talk about when you talk about stereotyping players, this is a different type of stereotype. When you hear 6'6", 240, you automatically think nose tackle, right? And it's true. Nose tackle is where he's gonna fit. But he's just more than that. He's just more than that. His point of attack is so on point. Up the middle, creating pressure, stopping the run. This dude, it's almost like this. He went from Maryland to Miami, which is I was kind of upset when he transferred from Miami to FSU because I'm not going to say that we would have won, that Miami would have won Indiana,
Uh-huh.
but if Daryl Jackson was still in Miami, with Akeem Mesador, Ruben Bain, and we had him, I don't think Fernando Mendoza would have been able to do that Fernando dive. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Let's put it
yeah,
that way. But that's not here nor there anymore. What's done is done, right? But I just like Daryl Jackson, man. Daryl Jackson Jr., his point of attack. And to me, it wasn't the film. It was, all right, I want to see how he looks during the drill. His three cone was great. His vertical was awesome. The bags he did great. And everything else, the steps that he did was awesome. Everything I needed to see to make sure, do the result of the numbers of his combine and his on-field performance produce or match with the numbers that you see at the on his tape at during his time at FSU. And they did. For me, they did. I think Daryl Jackson Jr. made himself some money. I think it came to a point where I think now, because of how the league is being run, I think he only helped himself to get drafted a lot higher than what probably people were expecting. A lot of people were expecting him to be there in the fifth, sixth round. Nah, not after today. I can see him in the low threes, early fours now, just because of how
very
the game is
much.
being played.
Yeah. So, um, my guy, my guy shouldn't be here. My guy should technically be a first rounder, and he comes from the national champs, and that's D'Angelo Pons.
I like his spunk,
Man,
man. I like
I
his
don't,
spunk.
I think ever since Coach Prime came out and said, hey, I want cornerbacks that's 5'11" and 180 pounds, 190 pounds, no lower than that. It's becoming a thing, right? Man, sometimes players can just play and it don't matter the size.
Yeah, I agree.
And then when they are smaller, you have to look at their heart and see if they're really about that. And that kid is about it, man. That
No, that
kid
kid's look. He's all
is
gas, no brakes, man.
no,
He
yes.
he's all gas, no brakes, bro. He's not taking a
He's
playoff. The only way you're dragging him out is if he's physically hurt.
really hurt.
That's the only
Right.
way you're getting him out of the field.
And so I said, man, all the measurables and stuff added up. I don't have the DB stuff up the 40 times, but all his measurables added up. I think he had like the highest vertical leap. I think it was like 43 something.
Yeah.
I mean, for a kid that's 5'10", made 5'9", 5'10" ish, that's out of this
Well,
world
five
jumping.
nine without the shoes, 5'10" with the studded cleats. You know what I
Cleats,
mean?
that's out of this world jumping, right? That
Oh,
if he's in a dunk contest, he's like Nate Robinson. That's how high he's getting.
yeah.
Um, but when you see it again, I seen that, but I also saw it on the film already because one of the people that ESPN is claiming David Boston to be this great jump ball receiver, he shut him down when they played Washington.
Yeah.
They threw a jump ball to him and he got higher than Boston did.
Yeah.
And Boston is 6'4", 6'5" almost,
You
with
should have.
maybe
D'Angelo
uh,
Pons had no reason to outjump him.
ever. And
Never.
they threw jump balls to him several times that game. Several times. Red zone jump balls. They threw one where the quarterback just kind of threw a Hail Mary for 40 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid has it, man. And I hate the way he's being treated right now, and it's all because of his size, but I think a team is going to take a chance on him. And a team like Green Bay, who don't really, when they draft corners, they don't really care about size, right?
They don't. Yeah.
There's a scary thought for me is him going to Indianapolis. I can see that happening in the third round. But that's a kid, man. I think he proved himself at the combine with
The
with his drills.
the thing I don't like about the treatment of D'Angelo Ponce is, people are going to look at his measurables. The casuals, right? They're going to look at his measurables and be like, "Oh, slot corner." No,
Right. He's not. He's
no,
not a slot corner.
he's no what? No, he's an outside dude. He's an outside
Yeah.
corner, like, but he's only 5'10", 5'9". Okay, and if my aunt had a, what, she'd be my uncle.
Right.
Like anyway, no, D'Angelo Ponce is not now. He might be a slot corner to a team that already has two outside corners, sure, but then you're just getting another starting corner to play slot, and you figure it out from there, right?
Yep.
It would be like if he would have joined the Jets in the late 2000s when they had Revis and Cromartie at the end. It's like, oh, all right, well, D'Angelo Ponce is our slot. Oh, well, that's because you already have two great outside corners. No, if he goes to Indianapolis, it's to play opposite of Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
If he goes to Detroit, it's to play opposite of Rock Ya-Sin.
Yeah. Seeing. Yeah.
If he goes to Philadelphia, it's to play opposite of Quayon Mitchell. Like, that's what you're drafting him for.
Yeah.
You don't draft them to play slot. I mean, if you need to, yeah, go ahead, but I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do
I
it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't put him that slot. Uh. So for the people that's watching, that was kind of some people, some names that y'all should look at. I'm a. We're gonna go along real quick. Uh.
Oof.
I want
Well,
when you look at this, right? Um. This is something special here, man. This is something. This is something
this is
special
some next
here.
level stuff, right?
This is some next level stuff right here.
Yeah.
Quick
Um.
thoughts. When you see this, the average 40-yard dash time, the combine, first all time at every category. And this question came up. Um, is this draft class actually being underrated as far as athletic abilities, like athleticism, height, weight? These we have 6'8" offensive linemen running 5'1s. It's incredible, right? We had Jackson who ran under a 5 flat, right?
Yeah.
It's these guys are moving. So first thoughts when you see this, we'll make it quick. I mean, like I said, my
It's.
thoughts is this is incredible.
I think it's just the old adage. I think as the years move on, and how training is, obviously these athletes, they're getting bigger, they're getting faster, they're getting stronger. Um, and that's what it is. It's just, it's evolution, and you can't stop that. That's natural process. Evolution
Hmm.
is just a natural process, whether it's science, whatever you want to call it, but in athletics too. I think if you were to take these times to, we don't even have to go back that far. I think if you were to take these times to the early 2000s, people would look at these guys as genetic freaks. They would be
Yeah,
genetic
yeah,
freaks because, back then, a 40 time for a linebacker, if you ran a 5'1" for a linebacker in the early
yeah,
2000s, people would be salivating at that fact.
yeah, yeah,
If you ran a 4'9", oh my God, you're a genetic freak. These guys are running 4'6s. They're running 4'5s. Sonny Styles ran a four. He ran faster than some running backs,
yep, yep.
and that's
Most
the
of
running
them,
back's job is to run. So,
most of them,
well,
most of them.
most of them is to run. So the fact that you got a linebacker running running back numbers, it's just the old adage. And it should be. And here's the thing: I think the reason it's not getting love is because of what I'm saying. People are looking at, oh, well, the game's getting bigger, faster, strong. No, we should look at this class and be like, you guys did a feat that in one swing you took out all the previous minus the quarterbacks. Now the only reason they couldn't do the quarterbacks is because nobody was gonna run. None of
Yeah,
these
only a
quarterbacks were
couple
gonna
of
run.
them ran.
Only a
Yeah.
couple of, but even then, Taylor Green did so
And speaking
well.
of them,
Yeah,
speaking of
Taylor
them, there it
Green.
is.
There it is. Haynes King, Jalen Daniels. You know what?
Jalen
I'm
Daniels actually ran slower than I thought he would. I thought he
yeah,
would be
I'm
a
I'm
four
kind of
five
disappointed that
guy.
I see 4.65. I thought for sure he was gonna be in the 4.5s.
Yeah,
So I was a little confused by that. I think,
yeah,
and I think for Jalen Daniels, I think it's more game speed than it is training speed.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but even then, that's still good numbers.
yeah.
Like again, it's the old adage, and I think that's you know how I look at it. I think people are looking at it and be like, well, yeah, I hope these athletes are getting bigger, faster, stronger than guys 15 years ago. It's almost to the same effect of UConn basketball and men's and women's. It's like, oh, well, yeah, they're supposed to be good. It's UConn. Like the
Yep.
women went undefeated. Nobody talked about that. Nobody
Nobody.
talked about it. Why? Because it's like, well,
Nobody.
it's UConn women's basketball. Of course they're supposed to. But you should take the. We should look at the fact that ever since he became the head coach, UConn's head coach, ever since they've only lost 5 in play games.
Yep.
5, Jimmy, 5 since this decade turned. 5.
Yeah.
That's one loss per year.
That's greatness
But you
personified.
know what people look at it? Oh, it's UConn basketball. Of course they were meant to do. No, could somebody go out there and be like, "Hey, you should, congratulations on the feat you've accomplished."
Yeah. He's produced some of the best WNBA stars we've ever seen.
Seen. Like,
You
what are we
know,
doing?
so
Like, yeah, and I think that's the problem with this draft. Like, everybody looked at that and everybody's first reaction, well, yeah, these athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. They should be able. No, can we take a minute and appreciate the fact
in
that
fact,
these
yes.
kids killed it?
Yeah.
Like,
And this is proof right here with the big uglies we were talking about
oh
earlier.
man,
You
no,
know, Logan Jones, the guy that I had just mentioned, ran a four. Was that 4.90?
4.9 flat.
I mean, Max. I don't know how to say his last name. Tackle from
Ian
Arizona
Court, yeah,
State.
from Arizona
Yeah,
State,
Court.
killed it.
He's 6'5", but I think he's from Nigeria. If I'm correct, I know he's from the continent of Africa, but
Yeah, yeah.
he's a recent to the football game. four
Just
nine
started playing
one,
football.
right? Just started. Another guy, Freeling, 6'7". Well, I think they said he was 305 at the combine.
Yeah.
At 6'7", he's running a 4.93.
There's a guy in here
Like
that's not even listed because he didn't make the top 10. But Marquise Bell, the tackle out of
Marquise
Miami,
Bell,
6'9",
6'9".
340 pounds, ran a 5.3.
That's
That's
it's
you know what's that? That's the equivalent of a hippo chasing you in the middle of a safari. It's a scary thought.
facts,
It's a scary
facts.
thought.
And again, I don't. We don't want to. We're hyping
Because
it
it's
up and we're
more it's
talking
more
about
than
it.
just running.
It's
It's more than that. But it's the fact that these guys are doing it at an incredible specimen feat that
right.
it should be celebrated.
You have people that are. You have a guy right now in Jackson Hayes that plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. That is approximately maybe 200 pounds less and is 6'9" and can't run that fast.
I know.
And he's paid to run up and down a smaller field,
Yeah.
which is the basketball court.
And
And
his 40 time would
it,
probably be
his
worse.
his 40 time probably be in the sixes. So
Yeah.
like when we talk about these things, man, we really have to like give these kids they just do for what they did because this is a once in a lifetime deal. If we're
You're
being
not going to see that
honest,
next year. I
this
promise you, you're
combine
not going to see that next year.
when we talk about look at these numbers. Defensive back average 4.4 first all time. Wide receivers first all time. Wide receivers, I would have thought wide receivers first all time would be like four, four threes, 4.2, 4.44 on average. That
Yeah.
means what that's like what at least 80 to 90% of those guys had to run under a 4.5
Yeah.
to be average.
Just
Because
to be that's average.
if you have anybody that runs close to a 4.8, 4.9 that shoots that up,
Yeah.
and usually we have one guy, right? We have one guy that just
There's
has
always
a
one.
bad day.
There's
That
always
had
one.
just
Yeah, there's
he
always a
has a
bad
bad
day. Of
day.
course.
We
Listen,
had no
Joe
bad
Hayden.
Emmys.
I think people forget Joe Hayden had a terrible combine, but he had an excellent career.
I think what he ran like a 4.8, 4.7,
I think
something
he
like
ran a
that.
4.75, and it's like,
Like
trust me, Joe Hayden had a shitty combine, but he had an excellent career.
excellent career. Defensive lineman, 4.83, first all time. Like these are incredible numbers. 4.55 for linebackers. 4.45 for running backs. This, I mean, the running backs, was little, little to none, but again, I think I do
It's the
have the
fact that
running
if you
backs
took
up
five
here. There
guys,
they go.
4 out of the 5 had to run a 4.4.
Yeah. And there go the numbers right there. We
Right there.
have Mike Washington. That's who's another genetic freak. 6'2", running 4.33. He's built almost like Adrian Peterson. And is
Yeah.
running at a 4.33 speed.
Yeah.
Jam Miller was a guy that
I
what's his
think Jam
name?
Miller was a guy that was forgotten in Alabama, but I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody's going to get him, and they're going to get a great rotational piece at the running back
Yeah,
position. They're going to get a.
Daniel
The one
Daniel
I'm kind of
Jeremiah
interested
was
in this list, Adam Randall. He's an
uh
interesting cat. So what people don't know about Adam Randall, if you don't really follow football like that, he used to be a 4-star recruit for Clemson, but as a wide receiver. They just switched him to running back this year, and he had over 1,200 scrimmage yards. And
wow.
here's the crazy part: he was the most effective blocker in all of the running backs in this country this year in college.
Mm,
So the fact that he ran a 4.5, I, I'm going to be honest with you. If you need a third down, passing down running back, you might want to take him.
mm.
You might want to take him.
Yeah, and I mean before today's events, which we're gonna get into, Jadarian Price was one of my guys. I compared him to the the guys of the Jameer Gibbs like players, right?
Yeah.
The silky smooth runners that
Yeah.
can do it all type backs.
It's
Not saying
the
that he's
you
gonna
know
be
what it
him,
is?
but
It's you see running backs sometimes they run with the football and they're running backs, but there might be there's a little quirk to them. With
hmm
with Darian, it's all natural. It's
yeah,
a
it's
natural like it's like, dude, you were born to do this.
like Eric Dickinson.
Like, dude,
It
like
just
it's almost to the point it's like God touched you before you were born and said you were born to be a running back. Bing!
yeah,
And out you came. And out
out
you
you
came, man.
came.
And when I see him run, don't get me wrong, Jeremiah Love is the better running back. But if you're going to tell me who looks more natural running with the football, Prince.
Yeah,
Prince
Prince.
looks
Yeah,
way more natural. He looks more it's like effortless to them. It's like he looks so much calmer when he's running with the football. It's like I don't have to worry about this dude fumbling. I don't have to worry about does he know where to go. It's just natural for him.
yeah, yeah.
And I can't wait to
And
see how that translates at the next level for him.
let me pull it back up real quick. There it goes. Um, in this class, I just want to. It's something that I wanted to state because I had put this on Twitter a while back. I said if you can't take Love and Price, wait for Washington or don't draft at all. And I'm gonna stand even with these numbers.
I
And
think I know what you meant, and I think I understand why people kind of took that the wrong way. But I'm
yeah,
gonna explain why I think they took it the wrong way because I think I did see that, and I'm like, but I'm gonna explain my part. I think I understand where the misconfusion is.
yeah. So um for me, it's more so looking at it as a Texans fan, looking into the eyes as a Texans fan, what fits my team. Correct. Like that's where I'm going when I'm looking at it. That's where I'm looking through the lens of I'm scouting for the Houston Texans. Coach D'Amico has and Coach Kaylee has came to me and said, "This is what X, Y, and Z what we're looking for, and these are the three players that I give them to
That they
them."
possess at that time.
That right. And so when I that's why I say that. And not saying that these other guys are not good or not talented, but I don't think they have one running back number one capabilities, and two, I don't think they're special. I don't think these other guys have that special. I don't even think Mike Washington has that special thing, but
Oh, I know where you're
his
going with
height,
it.
weight, speed, okay, yeah, and then I see the power. I see the power in his run game, in his run style. I don't see the natural ability catching the ball, but for the Texans, we already have one of those guys, right?
Yeah,
But if you put him on a team, for instance, like Walker, like Kenneth Walker, right? He wasn't a naturally gifted catcher out of the backfield, but you put him on a team with another running back, they share some of the load. He
yeah,
becomes a superstar as he develops.
yeah.
He goes to Miami behind Achan. That's a scary 1-2 piece. That's a
It
very
is.
scary 1-2 piece. So I'm gonna let you go ahead, but that was kind of what I was
And I think
referring
that's
to
where a
when
lot
I
of
was thinking
people, because
about
I
that.
did see that you posted that, and I think a lot of people did kind of give you some slack for it. Like, how can I think what you meant to say is, I don't think the question is, can they play in the NFL? All those guys that you just posted there, yeah, they could play in the NFL. But how many of those guys do you really think a team's going to draft them and be like, it's your ball, run? Not that many. I don't see that many. Jeremiah Love, absolutely. Prince, yeah. After that, we kind of get a little, we have to kind of take a step back because I think what happened last year, I think a lot of people look at last year and they said, oh, if you get anybody now, as long as you got an offensive line or if they're talented enough, they'll put it like this. Ashton Genty, if you look at the numbers of Ashton Genty, by his standards, it wasn't good. But the messed up part about it was he was still, by the numbers, the best rookie running back last year.
And
By the
that's yeah,
numbers. And that's scary to think, right? Now, why? Because yeah, we all. I don't think me and you. When we looked at Ashton Genty, we all looked at each other and said he can play. Right?
hmm
We all looked at each other and said he could play. I know he could play. The same way I look at Ashton Genty, the same way I look at Jeremiah Love. Oh, I know he could play. Yeah, that's not a
not a
question.
question.
That's not a question for me. Yeah, like let's say the Giants draft them at 5. Yeah, I know who the starting
Yeah,
running back is, but they already have
yeah,
Cam Scatterbo. Okay,
don't care.
and what do you want me to do? Like, that's a great one too. What do you want me to do? Like, what
Yeah,
do you want me to say to that? Like, I don't care. You know, it's like if let's say the Saints draft them, but they already got Alvin Kamara. Okay,
so
and what do you want me to do about that? Like, that's a great one too. What I'm saying is, I think once you get past Prince, I think once you get past a bunch of these guys, it's going to be very hard to try to convince yourself. You don't want to try to convince yourself that I think I can turn them into starters because that's how you lose jobs. That's how you get
right,
fired. That's how you
right.
that's how you rebuild. That's how you get in trouble.
hmm
I think once you get past a certain degree, I think for majority of the guys that we talked about, Adam Randall, um, a lot of these guys that we talked about, even Seth McGowan. I love Seth McGowan. Not in the third round. I like Seth
Right,
McGowan in the fifth round. I like him like that. I like him in the sixth if he's there. I like
possibly.
Mike Green in the fourth. I like him in the fifth. I don't know if I can do it in the third though, because that's still kind of and even in today's NFL draft wise, the fourth round pick, that still could be a starter out there.
Right.
So I think once you get to I think what killed it last year was the running back draft class. Let's face it, I'm going to be honest, they exceeded expectations. Why? Ashton Genty was the first running back. He had double digit touchdowns and well over 1,000 yards scrimmage. Trayvon Henderson, he finally got the ball rolling for New England, and New England took off to the fucking stratosphere behind his with his running.
The
Omarion Hampton,
Texans.
The second Omarion Hampton came back to the lineup for the Chargers after his injury, the Chargers started looking like a decent team again.
Yep.
So
Junkins.
a lot of these guys, I think what happened was the running back draft class exceeded the expectations that I think a lot of teams might fall in love with these guys. But my thing is, I'm not saying that they can't play. I know they're talented because they're going to play in the NFL. That's the one thing I want people to understand. You cannot not have talent and not make it to the NFL. Everybody
Right.
has talent in the in professional leagues. That's the first benefactor. You have to have talent to play in the pros. You have to, or else everybody would try, right?
Right. Yep. Yep.
So you have to have talent. It's just where do you fall in that?
Where do
A
you
lot of these
fall?
guys that
Yep.
I've seen, like, I'll be honest with you. If Mike Green goes to the Ravens to be behind Derrick Henry, that's a long day. That's a long day for that defense, man, to try to tackle those two guys.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
is Seth McGowan or the running back from Alabama is now the backup to Jameer Gibbs, that's a long day. That's a
Yeah.
long day, man. Defensively, if you're a defensive coordinator, those are long hours that week. I mean, the
Yeah.
hour's already long. But now they're gonna feel even longer because now what do you do? Now what's your
Mm-hmm.
game plan?
What's
What's
your
your
game
game plan to
plan?
this one two? Like, what do you do now? So, and I think that's where I think a lot of these fans have to understand. It's like, listen, I understand. I wouldn't even be shocked if Seth McGowan goes to the Eagles. Could you imagine trying to take that and Saquon Barkley at the same time? Okay, that's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing where I think a lot of you have to understand it's not that we're trying to devalue them. It's just we understand that they're not I can't who knows? Maybe one or two become a future cowbell. But that's like in year 4, year 5.
Right.
That
And with the draft class we had last year, that might not happen year 4 or 5 because
that's
of
what I'm but
because
the thing is but let's put it like this. Are you comfortable enough to say the players that we thought, the running backs that were taken early in the draft, are you comfortable to say, yeah, we knew they were cowbells and they look like cowbells in the NFL?
right.
I'm comfortable saying that. I'm comfortable saying that Ashton Genty is a cowbell for the
Mm-hmm.
Raiders. I'm comfortable saying Amarian Hampton is a cowbell for the Chargers.
It
I'm
but
comfortable saying that a lot of these
but
guys, there's even guys
even
that got drafted and they couldn't even showcase their stuff, like Caleb Johnson for the Steelers. He he's waiting under the wings because, well, damn, the other Warren is just as good.
yeah,
So,
he got and so that and see that's why I'm saying like we have guys that are still in like A Chain hasn't really been used properly down in Miami, right? You got Christian Junkins coming back, right? Um, Dallas would be looking for a running back, but
I mean,
the
look,
way
I
that
don't
they
care
were
that they resign.
using,
It doesn't matter that they resign Javante Williams. They want another one. They're gonna
they
want
want
another one.
another one, right? And they like the 2 head, 3 head monster type style of running
Yeah, they
back.
do. They
So
do.
so they're gonna go for a specific type when it gets down to the draft part of it later in the rounds.
Yeah.
Um so to me, like I said, man, it's you look at your draft board, you look at the draft position, and you say all these needs that you have or all these wants that you have when you because you want this player, you want that player, right? Or the fact that you have to get a D tackle and these certain style of D tackles won't be there
Yeah.
at this round, right? Or just like Jackson, Jackson probably won't be past 35 now, right? Like
Yeah.
there was already question marks about why people wasn't putting him in the first round, and then he comes out and does that at the combine, and you mean to tell me like they're not people not gonna go back and look at the tape and say, well, look, man, I don't know. I think he's more of a fifth round guy, and that's not finna happen.
That's
The
not gonna
height, weight,
happen.
speed profile, the the explosiveness off the line, it's there already.
It is.
And so you see it. So, he made money for himself. He
Yeah,
did.
he did.
And and so when you look at that, and then you look at free agency, and it's like, man, I can't take chances on overpaying for a running back at this point in time in the game. I might have to just go with a younger route, right? Or maybe I look at these guys and I'm like, look, man, I'm
Oof.
sitting in a position to where I could pick, you know, one of these two guys or trade up to get Price or something like that. Because my team, like a Kansas City, I don't need much. Yeah, do I need a left tackle? Yes. Do I need a right tackle? Yes. Do I need a
The
D
Kansas City is
tackle?
such an interesting. I think
Yes.
Kansas City is going to be such an interesting team because I think a lot of people are looking at Kansas City and they're like, "Well, once Patrick Mahomes comes back, everything will figure." You know, I don't know.
They they still
I
got
don't
a
know.
lot of they still got a lot of holes. And
Like I don't know because how many more years does Chris Jones have? Can you
shoot,
trust
I
Josh
mean,
Simmons? Can you trust Josh Simmons to stay healthy again? Your interior outside of Creed Humphrey, your left guard and right guard were not good. You're gonna release
hmm
Jawan Taylor.
yeah, I was just
So
about to say that Taylor's gonna be
and now let's look at your defense. You didn't want to pay L'Jarius Sneed because he was asking for too much.
stuck with
McDuffie.
McDuffie.
So what are you gonna say to McDuffie now?
You gotta pay him.
What are you
And
gonna say to him?
he's better than Snead.
What are you gonna say to him? What about your linebacking core? And I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna have a conversation. Did you overpay for George Kalafdis? Did
And
you
Nick
overpay
Bolt,
him? And then did you
Bolt
overpay
is
them? Did you overpay them? Did you pay them because everything fell right, or did you overpay them because you really think that they were really the players you thought they were? And that's
yeah.
where that's going to be a conversation. And I- yes, does it make it easier that Patrick Mahomes is back for the Chiefs? Yeah, because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. But that's one dude. What about the other 52?
And we
Like,
see he struggles with no O line.
but that's anybody. That's
Well,
anybody.
that's
And
anybody,
that's everybody.
but
But the thing is
it's
this: you don't
everybody.
want a Patrick Mahomes to be on his back. It's the same thing at Cincinnati. It's the same. This is going to be the first year Cincinnati is going to return all their five starters in Joe Burrow's career. All of them. They're all coming back. For the first time in his career, all five are coming back. That's something he's never had since he's joined the Cincinnati Bengals. He's never had that. He's never had that. So when you're looking at Patrick Mahomes and you're looking at the Chiefs, it's going to be an interesting case. I think they're in the right position at 9. I think at 9, I'm sorry, you got to do BPA, whether that's offense or that's defense. If it's the tackle from Miami, if it's one of the tackles from Utah, if David Bailey falls to you, if Jeremiah Love falls to you, you got to go BPA, man. You have to. You have to really. I think the one good thing that happened at Kansas City, and I know it's going to sound pretty shitty, Matt Nagy is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hmm.
That is the one saving grace I will say is that Matt Nagy is no longer in control of controlling that offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. Eric Bieniemy is back. I know he's not going to stand for what's happened the last 2 years, year and a half. It's going to get fixed. I don't think it's a quick fix. Like a lot of fans are thinking that, oh, once Patrick's back, it's over. The league goes back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs I don't know. I don't know.
And while we on this topic too, I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people penciled in Jeremiah Love there, but I don't necessarily think Andy Reid is looking at Jeremiah Love and saying, "Okay, yeah, I need him
I
because
need this.
He's my Patrick Mahomes." I don't think he. But the reason why I say that is because I feel that he felt that way about Edward. I think it was Edwards
Clyde,
at
yeah,
LSU.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he
Clyde
felt
Edwards was
that.
there.
And then he ended up
And
drafting Isaiah
and
Pacheco the next year in the 7th round, and well, the rest is history.
right. And so I say that to say I think he understands what's gonna take them to winning a Super Bowl again.
Or
Right.
let's be real.
And
Let's
this
be
year
real.
might be this year might not be the Super Bowl year again because of the fact that Patrick Mahomes is not gonna come back at the start of the season.
No.
Or he could, we don't know yet, but I don't the
Here's
injury
my
was so
issue with
late,
that.
I don't
Here's
think
my
he
issue with
comes
this.
back.
Here's my issue with that. Could Patrick Mahomes come back in September? Yes, absolutely he can.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely he can.
But why rush it?
What would I recommend it? Ah, You know, because here's the thing. Yeah, medicine is awesome, and the science of the surgeries are getting better as a time. But that is still a devastating injury. You want to rush it and you want him back in September because you want to go for a Super Bowl run. You need to have an honest conversation with yourself. Do the Kansas City Chiefs look at themselves as a Super Bowl favorite right now? I could see them as a favorite playoff. I could see them as a fun playoff team.
I mean, it's
And
hard
even
for
then,
them.
and even then, that might be overachieving this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard.
Because the thing is this, you know how it is when it comes to defense. I played defense. I played safety. We're like fucking sharks, man. When we smell that blood in the water, oh,
Mhm.
and I already know what's going to happen week one. Let's say week one, the Kansas City Chiefs have to go up against the Denver Broncos week one, right? You don't think that Denver defense is looking at them and going, how's your leg, man? You don't think Zach
Yeah,
Allen, you don't think Nick Batonio, you don't think Patrick Sertan on a corner blitz, you don't think Dre Greenlaw, Fafunga on a safety blitz is going to try to test that to see how mobile they are? And I'm not saying that they're going to hurt them on purpose, but football's football.
right.
So,
It, it's
do you want to risk that? Because now he gets hurt again, he's out for the year. You basically lost him for 2 years.
yeah, 2 years now,
And
and
that's
that's
two
why
years of a prime. Those are 2 years of his prime years.
yeah, and that's why I go back and said like at first it was a scary thought for Jeremiah Love to be there, but now and I
It's
think
not a
Jeremiah
scary
might
thought.
be. I think he might be there for at 9 for him, for them to draft him and be available. But the to me, if they are serious about being the Kansas City Chiefs again, they have to go get one of these offensive linemen. They
I
have
think that's where
to.
it starts. I think that's where it starts. I
And
think to me, they have to go
and
back to the heart and soul of what made the Kansas City. Yes,
and you
Patrick
have you
Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. I get that. But tell Patrick
and
Mahomes what he would rather have and then come back to me.
and is Justin Simmons your left tackle?
I think this is a great opportunity. You know,
Because if not, guess what?
I know this. I know a team.
There's three right there that you can draft. They'll be there at
Right,
9.
but I also think because we both know that free agency when it comes to cap space, it's a fugazi, like the money. It's a fugazi. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
find it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fugazi. I know a team that's going to let go of a premier left tackle that's probably going to want one more payday and that wants to contend. And I'm just saying, you can't beat them. Join them.
And great segue because that was one of our topics. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lay this out here because I know we kind of running on time, but man, we get talking ball, man. I love talking ball with you. We can talk for days.
Oh, we could talk
Uh,
for week, months. You fucking kidding? Our jobs are going to be like, are you ever coming back?
are
Nah,
you ever
nah.
coming out, man? Sure,
Nah, we're
watching
making this our new
film.
life. Bye. We will
um,
get paid one way or the other, damn it.
so one of my guys, I think he's watching. I told him he's a big 49er fan. He's like, man, don't be listening to them rumors. So
I don't think they're rumors. I don't
to,
think they're rumors.
today, it came out before. Okay, so I'm gonna lay out the timeline. The
Okay.
combine happened. The
Mm-hmm.
combine ends. What was
Sunday.
that? Saturday night, Sunday night,
Sunday night. Yep.
Sunday night.
Hmm.
The rumor of Trent Williams getting a contract or talking about getting a contract renegotiated started before the combine, I believe, like on Monday or Sunday before the
Yeah.
combine, if I remember correctly. Somewhere along the line, something had to happen going into the combine. Um, so come the offensive linemen do drill Sunday, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On Saturday, on Saturday, a rumor came out that in Texans world from the local media that there was whispers of Ante Ursery being a right tackle more than a left tackle, according to scouts
Hmm.
and people in the know. That
Yeah.
was the exact words. So I put two and two together. You say that, then today happens. Titus Howard, who played predominantly right tackle, but also played left guard and right guard, gets shipped out. He gets traded.
Yeah.
He gets traded to Cleveland. For the people that don't know, we the Texans got a fifth round pick, and he also signed an extension with. I'm pretty sure the Texans didn't want to pay that money. He got him
No,
sixty
they
three
did. They did.
million.
Yeah, there was no way the
It
Texans were going to cough up that type of money for
yeah,
Titus Howard. Yeah, I
he
know.
got 63
Cleveland,
million
Cleveland will.
to be a
Can I just say this
okay.
about
So
Titus Howard? Can I
huh?
just say this about Titus Howard? I think he's still a good football player. I just think what
Yes, yes,
happened
yes.
was, I just think what happened, not this regime, but the previous regime. I think they set him up to fail quickly.
Hmm.
I think he's going to go to Cleveland, and I think he's going to be a very valuable piece. Now, I'm not saying that Cleveland is going to just turn it around in 1 year, but I will say this: I know Shador Sanders is like jumping up and down because he's finally saying, "Finally, a viable offensive lineman. Finally, I
Yes,
get a viable offensive lineman." And I think in his best fit because of what Tom Monken wants to run, I think you put him at left guard and watch him shoot to the moon, man. Well, I
yeah,
think he's going to shoot to the moon in Cleveland.
yeah. And I like Titus Howard, especially after Tunsil left. We did see a big difference in
I
his
think Titus Howard
attitude.
just, I think what it
Um,
was just too little too late. I think what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. It was too little, too late. He asked for 63 million. I think he got like 28, 29, like
Yeah,
bonus or something
29,
like
yeah,
that,
29 million guaranteed. Yeah.
guaranteed. That's for and
I think that's a
again,
little too rich for Houston right now.
and I'm gonna preface this by saying again, you're talking about a guy that is at best top 30 left tackle.
Yeah.
I
Listen,
mean,
there's only 32.
it will
There's only 32
combining
starting.
combining both of them, right? The right tackle and left, because these days and these times it don't matter. You need both of them to be
Right.
bookends.
Yeah.
So and he can play everywhere but center, right?
Which
So
is valuable to have. It is valuable to
it's
have.
it's valuable to have because you can only dress 50, what, 250,
So you can only
49,
have 53 on the roster, but
50. You can
you
only
can
have
only have
53 on the roster,
47 on game day.
47 on game day. So having that offensive lineman that can move is very valuable.
It is. Yes, it is.
But 63 million on
Listen, I'll put it to you like
that.
this. I'm going to put it to you like this.
Ugh.
It might be too rich for Houston, but Cleveland needs to pay that.
They
You
right,
listen. Here's the thing,
right.
and I'm sorry to go off topic here. Shador Sanders deserves a chance to be the Browns quarterback. He deserves a
Yes, yes,
fucking
yes.
chance. Listen, I understand that. Listen, you stand behind that Cleveland Browns offensive line, and you don't try to throw more interceptions than touchdowns against that Cleveland offensive line.
Right.
You
And
try
that
not to. And then you get
and
a wide receiver that's all diva, no production. You try to throw to that. Shador Sanders deserves a shot. Just a shot. What does it hurt? Your franchise is not going to fold on a fifth rounder.
right,
Give it a
right.
shot. I don't like the rumors already. The Browns are interested in Ty Simpson. They might keep it. Give Shador the keys for 1 year. See what he can fully do, running with the reps, running with the offseason, get to camp. Do
Mhm.
let's see what he can do. Because I like you know how I felt about him. Like you, I liked him, but even I said he might need a year or two to sit. Well, he doesn't have that year or two now. He doesn't have
Right.
he needs it now. I need to see what he can do now. I think what he gained a lot of experience last year.
He did.
I think he gained a lot of he finally gained a lot of adult moments. I think he understands this is not a game anymore. It's a game, but it's not a game anymore. This is
Hmm.
for real. This is for real. I would love to see Cleveland what they do. But go ahead with
Yeah.
where I think you're going to go
Mm.
with your left tackle, your
with,
supposedly your
with the
future left tackle.
so okay, so we put these rumors again. Howard gets shipped off, which is the timeline we ended up with today. Again, like I said, I preference these rumors and I put two and two
Rumors.
together. And then another rumor comes out today, mm, not through a trusted source, but through supposedly some agents that are very
Yes, that's a
close to
scary
the
thing.
situation.
Yep, that's a scary game. That is a scary game.
And the Houston Texans became a favorite for Trent Williams to go.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to put it to you from what I'm hearing on the 49er side. Just from what I'm hearing on the 49er side, the guys that I talk to that are 49er fans, that kind of have a little, not a thumb on the situation, but they're
Got a
kind of
pulse.
hearing. They kind of have a little pulse on it. So what happened is so this actually this isn't just a this year thing. This goes back 2, 3 years ago.
Okay.
So what happened? What had happened was what had happened was John Lynch made a promise to Trent, as you know. Um, they made a promise of, hey, help me right now because we're this close to what we want to accomplish, which is the ultimate goal when you play football professionally
Super
is the
Bowl.
Super Bowl. And yeah, they got there, right? Trent Williams has kept his promise. Trent Williams rebutted back and saying no because I'm only going to get older. I want my money now before I get older. And he pretty much it was one of those deals where it was done over a handshake but nothing on paper, where it's like you have my word, when the time comes I will make sure you get your money.
Mm.
Well, the time's here. The time is here because now it's no longer about guarantees. It's not even about base pay anymore. What it is, it's about the numbers. And the thing
Hmm.
is, Trent Williams, I don't care what people say, he is the best left tackle in the NFL.
Right.
I don't care about
Eh,
age. Age is just a number. Trent Williams is the
right.
best left tackle in the NFL. So what happens now? He wants his guaranteed money up front now. He wants his guaranteed money. What was basically promised to him. You ever seen the movie Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Remember when Ice Cube said, "I did the job. Now pay me what I'm
Pay
owed."
me. Yeah.
Trent Williams did his job. Pay him what he's owed on the promise you did. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are going back. They're not going back on their word, but they're trying to save face by trying to make it seem we're doing everything we can to make Trent Williams happy.
They don't have the room for it, which is the problem.
The problem is you just paid Brock Purdy. You just paid Brandon Ayuk, and that's a huge cap cut that you're gonna have to hit this year. You're
Yeah,
gonna barely get off the books of Debo Samuel this year.
yeah.
So where's his money? They don't have it. What the problem is Trent Williams is trying to collect and the 49ers don't have it. So what they're trying to do is one of two things. It's a situation where we'll trade Trent Williams and we're willing to take the lowest draft pick, but you have to take him off our books so we can get our money back because we don't have it. Or try to
Which
work out a way, or try to work out a way to where I'm going to put it to you like this. The 49ers are going to pay that contract. It's just in a manner of how they want it, how they're going to pay it.
right, and
So I'll be honest with you. If I'm a team that needs a left tackle, hey, you want a 6 rounder? We'll take them off your books.
and so that's where I come in with okay. Um, if I'm playing GM, I trust myself to do that because I know I'm gonna put money people in the right
Yeah.
position.
Of course.
A guy that I can trust that knows his shit.
Yeah, of course.
Nick Nick Casario doesn't know his shit. He's gonna
He
get
might
fleeced out
overpay.
of that,
He might offer a fourth
and
or a third, and I'll be like,
and
why?
and that's where I get scared at because we offer a fifth round pick for Trent, and now we now turn around and have to owe him this money.
Yeah,
And we took on the cap hit, like you said, because we gave them a fifth or we gave
yeah,
them a sixth.
yeah.
And that's the scary part for me because that is what we did with
This
Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is technically under
still on the books.
contract for us this year.
Yeah, he's still on the
And
which is
which is
man, that's still the
fucking
scariest. Like,
and I mean it's not that much. It's only like a million two hit something like
well,
that. But
yeah, it's only like
the fact that we could have
but
still
the fact
had
that he's still
Stephon
on the
Diggs
books
on
and
your
he's not on
team,
the team is. I'll put it to you like
right?
this. I'll put it to you like this. We we had a linebacker named Corey Littleton. You remember Corey Littleton from the Rams,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We gave him that big contract and then we cut him. He just got off our books last year and he hasn't played a snap for us in like 3 years.
yeah.
So that's the scary part when you're dealing with contract obligations. I think for me, I think the best if I was a general manager, I would tell John Lynch, look, man, I'm gonna give you a 5th rounder. If you really want this 4th rounder, I'll give it to you, but you have to pay 90% of that contract. I'm only obligated to
Facts.
pay 10. If I'm gonna offer you a 6 and I'll help you split it 50-50.
Hmm.
At that point, if you're John Lynch, you're gonna have to take that deal because you don't want to be over the cap when the season starts. You
Yeah,
don't got it. You
that
don't got
too.
it. You don't got it. You don't got it. Time to pay.
That's that
So
too.
I think,
But and see
and this is why
again,
I've been trying to convince 49er fans, you have to draft the left tackle. Why? You have to draft the left tackle. Why? I've been saying this for 3 years now. You have to draft the left tackle. If we go back, I'm pretty sure if we go back into my mock drafts from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, I'm pretty sure majority of the time it was a left tackle. Left tackle. Why? Because Trent Williams is not going to be here forever.
right,
2024, I made it an emphasis. Look, you're picking late, but there's going to be a left tackle there for you. Take the left tackle. Now, we want the corner. We want take the left
the,
tackle.
the
He's
Ricky
not even going to
Pearsall
and
pick.
here's the crazy part. But he's not even going to step the field. I don't give a fuck if he's going to step on the field. Cuz now look at you. Trent
The,
Williams is going to leave and you have no replacement.
the Ricky Pearsall pick. That's the one for me. I did
I'll
not
never
like
understand it.
Pearsall. I did not like him coming out in the draft day at that time.
I like Ricky
And
Pearsall, but not in the first round.
and it was a tackle that was sitting right there that could move
What did I tell you?
and
What
play
did it?
left and right,
And here's the
and
crazy
they could
part:
have
people were
played.
going to
They
be
could
like,
have,
"Well, he's not even going to play this year." I don't care. Take
and then
him.
they had the this year Justin Simmons. They had the ability to get Simmons.
The
Simmons would have
49ers have
been
had the
a
ability.
good
The 49ers, here's the
fit.
thing. The one thing I will say about the 49ers, I do not feel sorry for them. They have had the ability to have somebody behind Trent Williams. They've already known that they should have had somebody behind Trent Williams and they didn't do it. Do I feel sorry for them?
Hmm.
No. I do not feel sorry for them. They've known,
Yep.
they knew the situation. John Lynch is not a stupid man. He is a smart general manager. He knows what he's doing, and the fact that he could not find a replacement for Trent Williams, that's on him. That's on him. And now, by necessity, you might have to take a left tackle who might not be worth the pick you're taking.
Thank
Why?
you.
Because it's a necessity now.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
do I feel bad about the situation? I do. Do I feel bad for the franchise? No, 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 because
Yeah.
they know, they've known. See, the thing is this: when we do mock drafts, and we're only looking at it from year to year. These
Right.
teams are already working on next year's draft class. These teams already work. These
Right.
teams already,
2 years ahead.
they're already. These guys are already like 2 years ahead. They're
And
they're they're
and
already talking.
that's and again, for people that don't understand, this is something that's going to make it harder for the scouts and the scouting department. Is the NFL? I think, not to jump off of this, subject we're on, but I think the NFL needs to start working with college football. I think college football needs to become its own. And notice I said college football, not NCAA. College
Yeah,
football needs to come its own entity, and they need to work directly with the NFL and figure out a age or a year path that can a player should go. I don't mind the 3 years out of high school going. I would prefer two. If you have 2 years, but this being able to leave one school and go to the other, and I
yeah,
don't. My coach quit. Got fired my freshman year, so I went to Ole Miss. Well, I got to Ole Miss, and then Lane Kiffin took the LSU job, so I went to Louisiana Lafayette. Well, at Louisiana Lafayette, my offensive coordinator, he
is gone.
passed away, so now I want to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, okay, now we're talking about 4 years in the college. Well, I get hurt. Oh, well, I couldn't play my whole senior year, so I got a gray shirt. Okay, well, we'll give you another year. Oh, but guess what? I was in that recruiting class as a COVID kid, so now I get a 6 year. Like, that is starting to become ridiculous because we don't know. We can't keep
Yeah,
traveling trying to find you, right?
it's it's weird.
And
It's weird.
and I think if the NFL steps in and says, "Hey, look, this is what needs to happen. Let's put these parameters in place to make our game better. This will help y'all and will help us in the long run." And like I said, not to get off on a tangent, because
I think for
I
me,
can
I
go
think it's
about
it's
that,
rid-
but
it's kind of funny because I remember growing up, the whole Maurice Claret situation that
right,
he couldn't go into the NFL at the age of 20, and I'm just like, and honestly, I'll be honest with you, his lawyers had a really good case. If Doug Flutie, who's 5'6", can survive in the NFL, Maurice Claret, who's 20, 225 pounds, and
should
six
be able
foot.
to survive.
I think he'll be able to survive. And I think that was a pretty good argument. I'm like, you know what? He's got a point.
He got
And they
a
still
good
denied it.
point.
And I think they still denied it. And I'm just like, and now
And
I'm seeing kids, I want to stay another year. And I'm just like, well, why?
right, like Trinidad,
Why? I'm
Trinidad
like,
is
Trinidad really fought for this one more year.
for
I'm like,
what
and here's the funny thing. I think if Trinidad would have come out this year, he probably would have been the third quarterback chosen.
he possibly would be number two.
It's a
I
possibility.
think, like, if we because Me, I'm a little different. I'm gonna
Right?
let it be known now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
know. I know.
I'm not a Mendoza fan.
Oh, I know it. I mean, listen,
I'm
as
not
a
a
Raider
Ty
fan
Simpson
myself,
fan
I will
either.
I will get to that conversation with you soon.
I'm not a Ty Simpson fan either. But I see Ty Simpson being closer to a Jared Goff than I see Fernando Mendoza being closer to Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And if
And
anybody knows what I mean by that, is you.
yeah. Yeah.
And any other Raider fan that is listening, any other fan of the Lions or Rams, understand what that means.
Yeah, so here's my thing with it. I think for Campos, the quarterback from Ole Miss, you know, don't get me wrong, you got to fight for what you believe in. Absolutely. Am I
And we
trying to
get
sound
that. We
bitter?
get it.
Am I trying to sound bitter that it's not that I want you to be in the it's just I want you to be in the NFL because the league is all about excitement. It you would be entertaining in the league. You would be an entertainment part of the league. Yeah, there's gonna be turbulence and there's gonna be this, but I think it's like, dude, like you have a golden opportunity here. And here's the thing, you had an amazing playoff run. He had people would look at that and be like, there's a chance that well, if Dante Moore doesn't go here and Ty Simpson looked like crap in the Rose Bowl, there's a chance that the Jets might gamble on this dude. And guess what? That would have been a real conversation.
And not just that.
And here's the thing,
Look at
NIL
the
money is great.
conversation. Look at the
NIL money is
conversation
great,
around
but
Drew Aller right now. Look at the
here's the
conversation
thing.
around Drew Aller.
NIL money is great. But $50 million NFL money, that's a little different.
Life changing.
That's a little different, bro.
But I'm saying, look at the conversation around Drew Aller right now.
Oh
The
yeah.
conversation in Drew Aller all season was he's not ready. He's not this. He's not that. He's injury prone. Well, shoot, he was taking drops and slinging that ball at the combine. It didn't
Yeah,
look.
and and
He
that's the
didn't.
thing, right?
He didn't
And,
look.
and and this is the
And
thing.
his and nobody really questioned. We didn't question Drew Allen's arm in college. It was the decision making part, right?
Yeah, I knew
So
that. I knew my thing was this when it came to Drew Aller. Oh, I know he can sling it. He can sling it better than probably Fernando right now. But can he throw it to where it has to be? And he's kind
right,
of shown time and time again. Well,
his decision
I'm not
making.
gonna say that the loss is all on your fault, but you didn't help the defense any favors.
Yep. And again, I'm not advocating for Drew Allen. I'm just saying that if Trinidad comes out, if Chambers comes out, and he has something of a show like Drew Aller did, we're talking about him possibly being maybe the number two quarterback coming off the board
Worst
now.
case scenario, he falls to the second round, and that's still
Wor-
good.
Worst case scenario, you a second round pick, you don't get a fifth year option. But I
You don't
mean,
get 50 or 19 million, but you'll still get 16 million. That's good
right,
money, bro.
really good money. And so like it seems like the ultimate goal is no longer the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal now is get to college and get the NIL bag instead of get to college and go to the NFL,
Yeah.
which is, you know,
I'll put it to you like this, and
it's
this is what I mean from earlier. You know, I understand that the quarterback draft class is not good. There are some good names in this draft class, and I know what everybody's thinking. Next year, the draft class is going to be better. Why? It's the same amount of prospects, and I know people are going to look at this and be like, "What are you talking about?" Okay, so let's just do a compare and contrast, right? Fernando Mendoza, Arch Manning, Ty Simpson, Dante Moore. Dante Moore had the chance to be the second quarterback taken, and he turned it down.
first
He turned it.
quarterback taken too. He
You
could
know
have been
what?
first.
Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. I would have entertained the idea as a Raider fan between Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza. I would have entertained it. I would have entertained the fact, but I understand why Dante went back. I know a lot of people are going to look at Dante and be like, it was stupid for him to go back. You know what? I respect his decision on why he went back. He did what a lot of things. He did something that I think is very lot. He did the mature thing. He understood that 20 games was not enough. He understands that he is good and he needs another year. So good for him for having the self awareness to admit to go back because that
Hmm.
takes a lot. Because you know how competition is. It's very easy to boast about your accomplishments. It's very hard to try to boast about your insecurities. And the fact that
Right.
Dante Moore was able to show me that, I'm rooting for this kid next year. I'm really
Yep.
rooting for this kid next year. But to go back to it, Arch Manning, Dante Moore, let's say Julian Slayton, let's say CJ Carr is an exception and he's able to enter the draft next year, right? The kid from Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah.
If they were to come out this year, would we have looked at the quarterback draft class any different? Like, would we really say, is he really that much better than Drew Aller? Is he really that much better than Cade Kubink? Is he really that much better than Carson Beck? So yeah,
Uh,
again, it's very funny where it's like, oh, this quarterback's draft class sucks, but next year it's going to be on. Yeah, because you're looking at maybe one name, Arch Manning, and here's the thing: he might not even be the first quarterback taken next year.
yep.
A Manning not going number one. Dun dun dun.
Yep.
Dun,
And
dun.
that and that and that's why you know, I've said this. I've been saying this for talking to different people. I just feel like if I'm the Raiders brass, if I'm there and it's me, the decision is on me to pick.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not picking Fernando Manzo.
Yeah. And here's the thing,
Because
right?
so
Because
and I want to explain this real quick
no,
for people.
oh no, I
It's
got you.
for one, the pressure. You're going to a Raiders organization that is very, 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 very powerful, right? And they're expecting you to be the next Kenny Stabler because of all this stuff that they hear, right? They
Right.
keep
Yeah.
hearing all this.
Well,
So
maybe
they're
not the next
expecting
Kenny.
you,
Maybe not the next
but
Kenny. That might be too high a
it,
pressure.
it
Be the
might be,
next Rich
but
Gannon. Be the
right,
next Rich
but
Gannon.
Rich Gannon is some high pressure too. But that the when you're the number one pick, that's the pressure you get,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Of
And
course. Of
so
course.
and so that's why I say the Raiders are not there yet because now you have guess what you got Chase Daniels doing. Oh, I seen this one throw. He could be
Oh yeah.
generational.
I love it.
Now you got all this
I love
generational
the Chase
talk.
Daniels takes. I love the Dan
The
Orlovsky tapes.
that
I love them all, dude. They're
is
all funny to me.
oh my
It's all
God, did you
funny.
see this throw? He threw it in the two hole with the corner and the safety underneath it. It's
Now, don't
oh
get me
my
wrong.
goodness.
Great. Now, don't get me wrong. Great throw, but can he do that 10 out of 10?
Right.
I don't know.
It's a
It's
great
a great
throw. It
throw, and we should be
is. It
applauding that
is.
down
And I'm
because that is
applauding
a
it.
hard throw. It is a very hard throw,
Yes, it's a
and
very
kudos
hard
for him
throw.
to throwing it where it had to be.
And
Good for
and
him.
and for him to even take the shot, because a lot of the quarterbacks wouldn't even
He
take the
wouldn't,
shot in
but he
college
took the shot,
football.
and it worked out in favors for
And
him.
he
Good for him.
good, but this is not generational.
No,
This
that's
is
the
not
one thing I will
this
say. No, Fernando Mendoza
it's
is not a generational. Like
you,
same thing about when everybody 5 years ago, Trevor Lawrence is
you
generate. He's not generational.
and,
He's not
and
generational.
and they're putting these
Generational
stats.
is generational is Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Generational is Miles Garrett.
Andrew Luck,
Generational
John
is
John
generational
Elway,
is Darrell Revis. Generational is
the
Randy Moss.
Deion
That's generational.
Sanders.
That's
Yes.
generational. That's generational. Barry Sanders. That's generational.
Generational.
That's a once in a
Yes.
lifetime.
Lawrence Taylor. Generation.
That's generational. Trevor Lawrence, Fernando Mendoza, Drew Bledsoe. That's not generational. That's just because your team really needs a quarterback that bad. Now, I'm not saying
And
that they can't play in the NFL. Fernando Mendoza can play in the NFL. He can. But here's my rebuttal to this because I think this is funny. It's like you mentioned, they have so many holes. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: when Cincinnati took Joe Burrow, did they have holes?
Yes,
Yes.
they did.
When Indianapolis took Andrew Luck, did they have holes? Yes.
Mm,
They kind of had some holes because
they
Jeff
had
Saturday was
some.
on his way out.
They had
The
some, but not
defense,
not
let's put it
like
like this. The
it wasn't like the
defense,
Colts were hurting.
it's not like the Colts were hurting, but that wasn't the same Colts that we saw with Peyton Manning. Dwight Freeney was gone. A lot of these dudes were gone, right? When when a lot of these guys were taken at number one, when Caleb Williams was number one, did we automatically all say, "Oh, Caleb Williams is going to turn the Chicago Bears around immediately"? No, because the Chicago Bears had a lot of people can deny it all they want. Yeah, they still had a lot of holes. They had no offensive line, and that defense was fucking abysmal. But the thing is, a lot of people tend to forget. People think like the same conversation I'm hearing about the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza that they shouldn't do it because they're not ready is the same conversations I heard about Caleb Williams going number one. Same conversations I heard about the Cincinnati Bengals taking Joe Burrow number one. Same conversations I hear a bunch of these guys taking number one. Because the problem is a lot of these fans and a lot of these analysts, which is sad because you're supposed to be a step up to the casual fan, but a lot of analysts nowadays are becoming more casuals than not. But anyway,
Hmm.
because anyway, they're thinking the Raiders are going to draft Fernando Mendoza and they're not going to do anything else. They're not going to do anything in free agency. They're not going to use the other 10 picks that they have in the draft. They're just going to turn in the card and they're going to say, we're going to do everything else a step by step. No, no. There's a reason why. There's a reason why the Raiders are going to have a lot of cap space this year. They're gonna reshore the offensive line. They're gonna get some fucking key pieces on the defense. They're gonna build this thing as time progresses. They're gonna draft Fernando one. They're gonna use 2 through 7 to fill in the rest, to continue to build. Am I saying that Fernando Mendoza is gonna be the next Peyton Manning, Tom Brady? No, because that'd be stupid. That'd be stupid.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for Joe Burrow to win his first Super Bowl. I'm still waiting for Lamar Jackson to win their first Super Bowl. And I know they can do it, but it's hard. It's hard.
and
But how do you
and
do
and
that?
I.
But how do you do that? You have to continue to because here's the thing. If you could I have seen more franchises fail quarterbacks than I've seen quarterbacks fail franchises. I don't know if that makes sense to you,
Hmm.
but I've seen more franchises fail quarterbacks than I've seen quarterbacks fail
Hmm.
franchises.
Because Andrew Luck didn't fail the coach failed him.
Exactly. Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson is not failing the Ravens. The Ravens are failing Lamar Jackson.
Hmm.
The Bengals, Joe Burrow's not failing the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are
Been
failing
failing
him.
him. Yeah.
But
And,
yet,
and
we still look at them as his high regard because we know they can play the position. Who's to say who's to say that Fernando Mendoza even starts this year? I know that sounds kind of crazy in today's NFL because when you're picked number 1, you automatically have to pay, right? Or play, right?
yeah,
But I've heard Spytek, I've heard Clint Kubiak. It sounds like, yeah, Fernando Mendoza is 100% going number 1. It's not 100% that he's going to play week 1. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to play him week 1. Why? Because we still have to build a team. There's nothing wrong with learning, with sitting behind. And I know that sounds old school. Patrick Mahomes did it, Lamar Jackson did it. Sometimes it is best for some of these guys to sit a year. It
it
is.
is. It
It,
is.
it
It
is
is.
because it's a different animal. I'm sure if Patrick Mahomes got out there week 1, he would not be in the situation he's in. Because
And
you
we
could
gotta
tell when Patrick Mahomes got in the games, he wasn't ready.
we
Look,
also gotta remember
Aaron
Patrick
Rodgers,
Mahomes.
Andrew Rodgers had to sit for 2 years. Because why? When he got in the game, you could tell he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. We knew he was generational, but he wasn't ready to be an NFL starter right off the bat. No, he would have failed in San Francisco. He would have failed. Not because he failed them, but because the franchise failed them. Sometimes it's okay. I know that's not like a scary thing to say, like, oh my God, sitting a quarterback a year. Actually, more often than not, it actually helps your team in the long run.
Yeah. So this was
Would
the
I
like I
do
was
it?
saying when I was.
Would I do it? I would. I would do it because the problem is it's still a need. It's still a need because you're not gonna run it with Geno Smith again. You're not. You're
See,
not gonna
but
run it with Aiden O'Connell. You're because here's the thing: you can't wait a year. You don't bring in Clint Kubiak and tell him we're gonna wait a year to get a court. That's not how it works.
well, see, that's the thing though. This is the thing though.
Can you wait a
Check
year?
me
Yeah,
out. Check me
maybe.
out. You not even waiting a year. You just waiting a few more picks. Check me out. This is what I've been saying for, or I've been feeling. I wanted to wait until we do a mock draft special, but I got my boy here, so I gotta go ahead and give it to you, man. Man, Ruben Bain and
I
Max
know.
Crosby.
Listen, man, I'm you know me.
Ruben,
I love my Hurricanes. If I can have a Max Crosby and a Ruben Bain on both, dude,
and you
man,
just
I
drafted the
might run
guy.
through the strip naked. I might go to
You
the strip and run naked, bro.
you finally found position for the guy y'all got from Texas Tech. What was his name? Tyreek.
Tyree Wilson, yeah,
He's finally gonna play in the D tackle spot.
yeah,
You gonna have a nice D line.
yeah. I
That's
trust
the
me.
building
I am.
block.
I've tried to run this, and
That's the
people
building
crucify me.
block.
People are
That's the building
crucifying me
block.
of the fact of passing a Mendoza. It's like, look, but could
Look,
you
look,
imagine? Could you imagine
look,
Ruben
look,
Bain, Adam Butler, Tyree Wilson, and Max Crosby as my starting four? Oh, oh,
or look,
oh.
because you are, you have a stud over there, Max Crosby. You just need somebody that can fill in the pass rush for time to
Yeah,
time.
just for the
Go get
time.
go get Sonny Styles
Oh,
or go get Reeves. They
I
both can rush the
trust me,
pass.
Jimmy.
They're
I'm right
both
there with
they're
you. I
both
would.
Micah Parsons like where they can rush
I
the passer
know.
and play
Oh,
off. Anytime you have to play in a nickel set, you can put them at D end. When in this third down, you can let them go get the quarterback. When you need to go in your 4-3 defensive set, and you need the three linebackers, you put one at Will or at
but
Sam, and
Sam,
you let
yeah,
them play. And this what you do.
yeah. And trust me,
We
I've already given
we
out the scenario.
know
Trust me, I'm right
we
there with you.
know we looked at Ty Simpson and he played in the SEC and we seen Ty. I'm not saying Ty Simpson is no any much better than Mendoza,
Not at all.
but
None.
guess what? If you get one of them and you wait to the second, because I get it. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's coming." Ty Simpson going to the Rams. Ty Simpson going to the Rams. Guess what? You wait. Let's see if the Rams do what they do. But this is what you do. Once you get down to 31, 32, most of those teams like to trade
Yeah, they
because
do.
they don't
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much care for that fifth year option. The Texans at 28, you gonna have we always trading back. You gonna have who's at 32?
Seattle.
Seattle at 32. They won't mind trading back one spot.
Yeah,
You
that's a
trade
smart
back
thing.
one spot, they probably gonna need that extra fourth round pick.
Yeah,
All you doing is trading the fourth to move up one spot and go get your Ty Simpson and you get your fifth year option.
yeah.
Or
And that's the
or
crazy
guess
thing.
what? Guess what you do? Guess what I would do? I go get Ruben Bain or Styles, and then I turn around and guess what? I go put me a dog back there at safety, and I go get either the kid from Oregon, I go get the kid
I'm getting the
from
if I'm gonna do a safe if I'm gonna do a safety first round,
Toledo.
I'm doing Caleb Downs from Ohio
Well,
State.
but Downs gonna be he gonna be long gone. But I'm talking about in that second round, that first pick,
Oh
that second
yeah, the kid
round.
from Toledo would be
The kid
nice.
from Toledo is the Warren. Warren. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking about. I go get him, and guess what? I know, I know there's a quarterback that is sitting down in the draft just like a Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He's sitting back there. He's a
Oh, I
kid
know.
that's been playing a lot of football
Oh,
that
Jimmy,
people
I
don't
know.
know about.
You're
And
preaching to the choir.
this kid is from Maine. I can't think of his name right now, but he played D2 ball.
Oh, I know it.
He went to
Jimmy,
the
you are preaching
University
to
of
the choir,
Maine,
bro. Yeah.
and he's gonna probably be a fifth, sixth round pick. His issue is that he played at the University of Maine, and he's 6'1" and some change. But the good thing is he has these.
Yeah.
They say he has like 10, some damn near 11-inch hands. He has big
Yeah.
ass hands.
Yeah, he does.
And he can let the ball fly.
Yes, he
And
can.
you already said you need to develop a quarterback, right? You
There's
don't
your
you
development.
Mendoza, you're not sure about him starting week one. Take all that pressure off of your quarterback. Let Geno Smith come in there because you still, like you said, you still got rounds 2 through 7. You still got to put the offensive line together. You still need a
Oh, yeah.
receiver. You still need a receiver. You got you got the tight end already. You have a deep threat at receiver already, and you got your running back. You got those things. So you let the quarterback, and then guess what? Next year, if you have to go get a left tackle or a right tackle in the beginning of the first round, you go ahead and grab him because hey, Jordan Seaton in the Raiders uniform would be a damn good fit for y'all.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
And and now, guess what? At practice, Jordan Seaton has to see a Ruben Bain or a Max Crosby or a Sonny Styles every day for him to get better. And you have your quarterback that you have sat there all year long with Kubiak saying, "Hey, you fit the system just like Brock Purdy fit the system in San Francisco. He can do all the same things that Brock Purdy does. He just come from a place that nobody know.
That's
You
it.
the boy, um, man. I
Jimmy,
keep
you are preaching to the choir, bro. Trust me. I get crucified when I say, look, if I'm the Raiders, I would listen. I would listen.
or trade. Look, number one pick is a big commodity. It's not the quarterback is not there, so usually you're not gonna get what you would normally get. But it's offensive lineman there. Tennessee, you want to move up to one and go get the offensive lineman you want? New York, do y'all want to move up? Because if you can give me, we swip first rounds, you give me a first next year and two
But that's the
twos,
thing,
I'm
right? Because
taking it.
when it comes to trades, it's a two to tango situation. And I
That's
think,
true.
but I think in reality, I think the problem is this. I
Nobody
think
wants to trade up. I don't. That's what it
nobody
is.
wants,
I
I don't
don't
think
think
it's
nobody
that.
would
I don't
trade
think
up.
it's that. I think there's teams that want to trade up. I really do. I really do believe there are teams that want to trade up. I just think the Raiders, I think Spytek and Kubiak have made it known because this is kind of where I'm heading towards. You don't get Clint Kubiak if Mendoza's not part of the package. Because I don't think Clint Kubiak comes here because he wants to work with Geno Smith. I don't think he wants to come here because he wants to sign a veteran court. I think he wants. So that's why I'm saying I'm
Yeah,
not mad that
I
it's
get it.
Fernando
I get it.
Mendoza. I'm just mad at the fact that we're not even gonna listen to offers. Like we're not gonna listen to nothing. Like nothing at all.
And see, that's
Like
the
we're not gonna
problem that
listen.
I
Like
have.
if the Jets come up and say, I'm gonna give you picks number 2, 16, and 33, and all I need you to do is give me number one. That's it.
Because I don't feel Mendoza is that. And that's my point. That's where I come in. Like I don't feel that
It's hard. And again,
he's that.
I'm gonna talk about him. I'm gonna talk about him March 26th. I'm gonna talk about him March 26th because well, the Raiders are on the clock. So I'm gonna talk about Mendoza eventually. I
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah, for the Raiders, it's very simple for me. If you take Mendoza, my only thing to the Raiders is, and you have to do, and this is coming from the fan aspect, you better do everything in your power to give us what we want. We want the center from Baltimore. I want the guard from Green Bay that is going to get let go. I want the wide receiver from Indianapolis that's going to hit the market. I want the linebacker from Jacksonville that's going to hit the market. I want N'Kobe Dean that's going to leave the Eagles. You better give us what we fucking want. Because if you're going to take Mendoza and not do anything, then it was a waste. It was a fucking
Yeah,
waste. That's all I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from. It's if you're gonna do it, fine, but you better fucking have a plan. And again, it's not that you're gonna draft Fernando Mendoza at one and then not do anything after. No, 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 no. You're gonna do everything you can, but you got to do it smart. But here's the thing: you got to do it smart, but you better get every best free agent, every best draft pick available. Because if you try to shoot for the moon on a prospect, then we're gonna look at you and be like, then what's the point? What's the point? The only
right.
way I would say if it's a true rebuild, and we can do this on another show, is if you trade Max Crosby. If you trade Max Crosby, I don't know what the situation. I know this much. I know that the rumors are heating up. I know that the talks are heating up. I will say this: if you told me today what is the probability of Max Crosby being in a Raider for uniform right now, March 2nd, 2026, I would say 50-50. I would say
Yeah,
50-50. I don't. I can see a world where he's not in a Raider uniform next year, but I can also see a world where he is in a Raider uniform next year. There's a lot of variables that we can do in another episode, but yeah, that's my only request for Spytek and Clint Kubiak is like, it's not that I'm mad that you're going to take Fernando Mendoza. I know why you're taking Fernando Mendoza. I understand it, but you better do everything else right for this to fucking work. Because if you overshoot the
yeah,
moon, then we're going to be back in square one here in about 2-3 years.
yeah. And see, my thing is that I feel that Mendoza is not as good as Shador. That's one of
I
the
don't know.
main the my
I
one of
don't
my
know.
main
I'll put it to
things.
you like this. I would have an honest conversation. Like if you told me number one pick and Shador Sanders and Fernando Mendoza came out, I would have a conversation. Same way I would have a conversation about Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza. I would have a conversation. But it's the same thing where I told everybody last year. At number one with Cam Ward and Shador, I would have a conversation. To me,
Yeah,
I will still take Cam because I think down the road, Cam's gonna be the better passer down the road overall. I think Cam's going to be that better passer. But yeah, for the time being, we can have a conversation about Shador versus Cam Ward at number one. I wasn't uncomfortable having. What I started getting a little uncomfortable was Dylan Gabriel versus Shador Sanders. I was like
yeah.
a
That's
little
yeah,
uncomfortable because I don't want to bring Dylan Gabriel down. But no, I'm not going to do it.
yeah.
I'm not going to
No.
do it.
Well,
But
we down.
if it came
We
down to Fernando or Shador, I would have a conversation. I'd be like, look, yeah, I know, I get it. It's going to be a little while, but I trust Shador enough to be that dude down the road.
oh yeah. But we're down to the last 5-10 minutes. So man, we had a shitload of fucking. I wanted to talk about John Hargraves and Aaron Jones possibly leaving. I wanted to get to the Taylor One situation. I wanted to touch the Max Crosby and the AJ Brown situation because I heard something about that could be a thing where
I'll
it's
put it to you
kind of
like
like a
this.
swap
I'll
for
put it to you
AJ
like this.
Brown.
I'll put it to you like this. AJ Brown played his last game as a Philadelphia Eagle this year.
Yeah, and I think so too. I'm with you with that. And then, of course, the big news again was the Texans going for Demo, David Montgomery, which we still don't know if that's a fifth or a fourth round. Supposedly
It ended up
traded.
being a fourth. It ended up being a fourth.
Okay, because probably like about 30 minutes before the show started that it was a fifth rounder again. So I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, fourth
It's
or fifth.
it, it don't
I'll
really
be honest
matter.
with you. I I'll be honest with you. I think the Texans came away big with this one. I like
Yeah,
David. I like David.
he's a really
Um,
good.
I like David with Jameer Gibbs because I thought that was an awesome 1-2 punch combo. But I understand where David's coming from. I think David finally understood. Hey, I'm
I
ready
want to
to
be
be
the
I
man.
know what it's like to be a
Yeah.
future back now. I want that opportunity again. And I'm going to
Yeah.
be honest with you. Um, well, do I feel bad for Woody? Yeah, but I understand. I
I mean,
understand. It is
We
what it
got
is.
we got our version of Sonic and Knuckles, or
You know,
Knuckles and
so
Sonic.
well,
Uh,
Knuckles is going to be taking the reins in Houston. Sonic
right,
is taking the
right.
reign. It's all Sonic in Detroit now. So
Detroit, yeah, it's all Sonic, and it ain't even no Tails right now.
yeah, there's
So
no Tails, there's no Doctor Robotnik, there's no Shadow, there's
there's
none of that.
shot
It is all
nothing.
Sonic
It's
right
all
now.
Sonic.
It is all
Um,
Sonic in Detroit.
so what we do on here, we we gotta hit this, man. The last couple of minutes of the show, really, it should have been dedicated more. Is kind of why I was hoping to have your boy Brandon on here, because we gotta put some WWE into the topic for the fans that love football. This might not be y'all part. Of course, we'll have baseball and basketball talks here shortly, but football in the combine dominates this time of year. And then, of course, we have
The Elimination
the
Chamber that just
thing
thank
that
God.
that Vince McMahon created, and the thing that I feel like Triple H is throwing away. And I hate to
Okay,
say
so
that.
here you okay. I'm gonna stop you right there, and I'm gonna put it to you like this: anybody that hates the fact that Danhausen's in the WWE, anybody that hates that fact and think that that was a wasted segment, you do not know wrestling. You
I
do
don't
not
know
know wrestling.
wrestling. I don't know
I-
wrestling, brother.
I'm gonna
I
tell you
don't
right
know
now,
wrestling. I don't
Dan
know wrestling,
Housing
brother.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Dan Housing with R Truth and Kit Wilson. I cannot wait to see how that goes. I can't wait for that skit to go. Down, I get it. Dan Helsing's probably not the name. I understand a lot of people wanted Chris Jericho, but two things we're gonna prohibit that. He's on tour and he's still under contract with AEW. It's not gonna
So
happen.
they say. So they
Okay,
say.
so let's put it like this. Remember when Cody Rhodes came back at WrestleMania 38? Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Anyway, I had to throw that in there.
I
But
mean,
yeah, no,
you,
I'll put it to you
the
like this.
intro.
As far as the Elimination Chamber goes itself, you know, I did not like the fact that you made Raquel Rodriguez look so strong, but get eliminated in the weakest way. I'm like, what was the point of her eliminating two people if you're gonna just do that to her? I'm not saying that I'm not hating the Rhea Ripley decision. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Because I don't want to see Jade Cargill with Tiffany Strand again. I don't. I don't. I'm
Nobody
good.
does.
I'm good. Rhea Jade, I can live with that. But I think what I really wanted to see was Raquel versus Jade. I thought that would have been because it would have given me the feel of Undertaker versus Diesel in their WrestleMania match. That's kind of what I was feeling. The men's side, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad my dude won. I thought Randy was a long shot, but I'm glad Randy's going.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it like this: I'm not upset at the elimination chamber as the booking part goes, as far as winning and losers. What I am upset about is how it played out.
Yeah,
The Finn
that's
Balor,
where I'm at.
the Finn Balor match was great with CM Punk, but I mean, if you watched anything Finn Balor in any Japan form or NXT form, you knew this is what you was gonna get
Yeah.
with
Well,
Finn
the thing is
Balor
this: I
when
don't have to worry
healthy.
about Finn. I never have to worry about Finn Balor trying to put on a good show because he's always going to put on a good show.
He yes, he's like the Y2J of our era. He's the Shawn Michaels of our era. You
It's
just
like
know
this:
the
if Finn
match is
Balor's
gonna be
on,
good.
I'm gonna watch. If Finn Balor's
Right.
on, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and I'm gonna watch.
The the AJ Lee Becky Lynch, uh, I
All
get
right,
it.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna sound controversial. Do we really need Becky Lynch anymore?
Yes.
Ah, because here's the thing. I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. What I'm saying is
And I get
Becky's
what you're
just too
saying.
fucking good that there's nobody out there that.
That's the problem.
It's like, dude, who are you gonna put her with
We
that?
it's Reese again. It's Triple H and his booking of not allowing these
Because
underachieving or undercard
there you go.
prospects,
Yeah,
man or women, develop in non-WrestleMania season.
yeah.
Braun Breaker should have been champion. There's no reason to force to feed him as champion at WrestleMania.
Bronson Reed
It,
should be a big time player,
Bronson Reed should have been a champion already. You had him beat the tribal chief in a one-on-one match. How
and
does he
now it's
not
like
have the
now
Intercontinental title at least?
why not the U.S. title? Something.
Or
Give
the
me something.
something? Or you could have put them two as a tag team until you wanted them to win the singles belt. There's so much you could do. But the problem is you have Becky Lynch, who is an absolute like she's a
Here's the
stud,
thing.
man. She's a stud.
She's phenomenal, man.
And
Becky Lynch
and
is phenomenal.
you
I love watching, but the problem is it's so hard to watch her matches because I'm not saying that AJ Lee didn't deserve to win, but you can tell Becky did have to kind of carry her at the end because 10 years of ring rust is 10 years of ring rust, man. That's a long
yes,
time.
yes.
And
It's
here's
a
the
long
thing.
time.
And same thing the way I look at that's why when Becky lost, I'm thinking, all right, there's probably only one I would be okay with if she went up with, and that's Stephanie. Because I know Stephanie's a pro. I know Becky Lynch is a pro, but storylines just didn't match up, and I understand that. It's so hard because Lyra,
It's
I like Lyra. I know she can work, and I know the matches with Becky at SummerSlam. Let's face it, they underwhelmed. But I think if they
yeah,
were to run it again, it would be better because I know that they can fix it. It's just Becky's just too damn fun. But see, that's not her fault. I think a lot of people get that twisted. It's like you don't hate her because she's bad. You hate her because she's just too damn good, and there's no one she can work with like that.
besides
Because
the regular
eventually,
people,
because eventually,
Charlotte's
because eventually, it's gonna get boring with the Charlottes. It's gonna get boring with the Rhea Ripleys.
and Alexa Bliss. Like
It's gonna
it's
get boring.
you
And that's the
can't.
hard part. It's so hard to try to find a good opponent for Becky Lynch because she's just so damn good. It's to the point if she comes out and says, I retire, I don't blame you, bro.
But
There's
that's the
nothing
thing.
out there for you.
And we need her. And see, now I get it. I thought they rushed this match. I felt like this should have been a WrestleMania match strictly because
It probably will.
the women in a car, and that's where I was finna go with the women intercontinental championship. They tried to make that mean a lot, just like how the intercontinental champion meant
For the
to the
men.
men's
Yeah.
back in the day. And I
Did you
was
not see the
glad,
pop? Did you not see the pop when Dominic won? People
right?
wanted that.
And I was glad that they let Becky come back down to get that title. I feel I
Yeah.
also feel like Charlotte should do that on SmackDown as well to
Yeah.
go get the
I
US title to raise that states as well, but I know that won't happen. But what like I said, I felt like it was rushed. I felt like they could have waited till WrestleMania, but I get it because it was in Chicago, and I
you
get it
gotta
even
do it.
more.
Yeah.
I get it even more now because they wanted AJ to win, and I think this is her true last hurrah, go away thing, and I can see this
Yeah,
the way that match unfolded. I can see Becky Lynch quote unquote crying her way back into it and getting her rematch. And
yeah,
then
and
WrestleMania, she wins the match, and we kind of see AJ go into the sun in the sunset. Um,
but I think that's the problem, right? I think when it comes to I think the problem is when I hear these things and it's like, well, why does Becky it's you're not mad that Becky's bad. Because there'd be one thing if what would be a comparison? it would be like, remember early Roman Reigns where he kept getting
Hmm.
opportunity, and it's like, dude, we don't like Roman like that. Then Roman turned his character around. He got a little bit development. Something changed. We like Roman like this
Hmm.
because we didn't like Roman
The
the
big dog.
we didn't like Roman babyface big dog because that we didn't feel the connection. When when did it start? When Roman beat the Undertaker, that's when I knew. You know what? We got something here with this fuck. It's gonna take a minute, but if he plays this
Hmm.
right, we got something here. We do. And I think that's the thing with Becky. You're not mad because she's good at her job. You're mad because the matches you want to be 5 stars, 4 stars, you can't produce that because they're not booking it the right way. They're not looking
Yeah.
at it like me and you are looking at it. Becky, I have no problem saying that Becky Lynch is going to perform. I know she's going to perform. I know she's going to do her thing. But it's just hard to try to it's hard to try to book somebody that's such a perfectionist if they're not a perfectionist themselves, if they don't take their craft seriously either.
Yeah. And like again, you can't. You have we have some of those girls up there, but we've seen this already with Charlotte, with Bailey. You
You know who I would try just to try, just to see where it goes? Kiana James. I would like to see. Let's see what Kiana James can really do. Put her with Becky.
I I
I'm not
would.
saying that it has to be a classic match, but let's see what she can really do.
So I'm more into I like Soul Rican. I think she
I
would
like
be.
Saul. I like Saul.
I like
Saul, yeah.
Soul. I really like her as far as the next NXT. I'm
To come
still
up,
wondering.
yeah.
I'm still wondering what the fuck they're doing with Jade Parker and why she hasn't. Um,
I think she's a after WrestleMania call up. I think she's going to be an after WrestleMania call up.
I don't even
You know
think
how it
so.
is.
Then I
You know
mean,
how it is.
they haven't even put a title around her waist, and she's over. She been over.
Well, I mean, do you really need it?
So
Here's the thing, and this is not disrespectful to the NXT guys. Do you really need the title in NXT to come over to the main roster?
I mean, it helps.
Yeah, but does it?
It helps for the crowd that's not really watching
Yeah, that's
NXT.
really like, yeah, right. Understand like that. I understand, but at the same
Okay,
time,
oh, she was the NXT champion. Oh, me and you, but the people that don't, oh
right.
my
I mean,
God,
yeah,
she
to
was
an
the.
extent.
So it's
I get
that
it.
I
I
get
get it.
it.
It
These
helps,
days
but
you
I don't think
don't
that's the
need
be
it.
all end all. Yeah, I don't think
Like
that's
like
the
these days you don't necessarily need it like you needed back in the day. Like Eddie Guerrero could never be Eddie Guerrero that
right.
we knew unless he came to WWE and won because he wasn't being used the same. He was still the same wrestler. Like the shit that he did in WCW, he did
He's the
in
same dude.
WWE, but he just wasn't getting the shine because you had people like Hulk Hogan that would take up 99.999% of the TV time.
That's just not gonna work for me, brother.
so
That's
so
just not
you
gonna work for me,
can't.
man.
I
Ah,
mean,
you got me, brother.
you put Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall, and
Yeah,
Eric Bischoff in one room. Good luck with getting anything done.
yeah,
So
I agree. Yeah,
that so
I'll just put it like this. When it comes to the booking, you know,
it was.
I kind of feel bad for Triple H because I know he can only work within the realms of what he's got, but it's kind of I'm not gonna say this is kind of this WrestleMania is on him, but he better give us a good WrestleMania because the fact that you brought it back to
Um,
Vegas, I wasn't too. It's not that I'm mad that they're back in Vegas. I kind of feel like you lose a little bit of luster if you keep bringing it to the same spot every year.
and I heard y'all the tickets went like bananas cheap for
Well,
like
I'm
they
gonna put
went
it to
on
you like
sale
this.
like 30 or 40%
Well,
for
I'm gonna
one
put it to
day
you
or
like
two
this. I'm
days.
actually gonna wait till the last day. I'm gonna try to see about doing it like how I did last year. Wait till like the last, like the day of, and see if I can get my ticket again for $100, and I'm sitting like on the edge for $100, which I'll gladly take.
Man,
I'll gladly take it.
I've been
Eh,
hearing a lot of people saying like,
Yeah,
don't
I'll be honest with you.
when
It's you better give us a like. If the card's not good, I don't see how this WrestleMania is gonna look. I'm terrified to see how this WrestleMania is gonna look.
I mean, right now we know the champion matches is the other matches and
Yeah, but
the
what's the in
champion matches
between?
I'm not too extremely excited. Like I'm excited about the Randy Orton thing because I'm glad Randy is finally getting it. But now, because of what just happened, I have a strong feeling that they're finna force feed us Cody Rhodes again. I have
If they
a
make that into a
I
triple
just
threat match, I'm not watching. I'm good.
I that's what and this is I sent you this a while back. I said, man, if it is time for us to do something besides a one on one, but for that title, you have too many players gunning for Drew McIntyre. That needs to be a fatal four way match. So
Yeah, it's
here's what
tough.
I had told one of my friends. I said I'll say this. Um, I particularly thought that with all the injuries and the stuff that happened, and supposedly Jay Uso came on ESPN drunk, which is why they went ahead and did the line with him getting kicked out on Friday night. Which I mean, I don't know how true it is. I didn't see Jay on ESPN, but
Uh, I can tell you it was a
apparently,
little uncomfortable.
he was late to something as well that had to do with some stuff. I don't know. So with all that being said, I mean, I don't know why you take him from the spot. You still should have let him come do his yeet thing and then let the vision come take it away from him or whatever the case is. But that's neither here or there.
Yeah, that's sort of.
I would have,
I'll put it to you like this: when it comes to Jey Uso, I hope he's okay. I
I
don't know what
would
he's
have.
dealing with, but I just hope he's okay. Because
I mean,
I could tell that's a man that has a lot on his mind right now.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, hey, it's I don't know what's going on with that group,
I mean, I'm
but
not trying to claim that I know what's going on, but
I
I just
personally feel that The Rock has a whole The Rock did a lot of damage to that circle that you know a lot of people don't really understand how much influence that
yeah,
he has
I feel
in
yeah.
TKO and Triple H and him they and so now Triple H is like if all y'all not finna run me like y'all did Vince. And I think that is an issue. I
Yeah.
really think that
Mm.
is an issue. And I don't want it to I don't want to say stuff like that, but because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But it just like Roman Reigns saying the stuff that he's saying, like, man, I gave y'all ample amount of time to create new superstars, like who is
I
that to?
here's and
You
this is my
know,
last statement with this. I believe in Triple H. I think when you give
I
Triple
did
H
too.
the full reign, we've seen what he can do. If TKO really is that, I think Triple H has to make a decision. Do you go against it or do you go along with it? If you go against it, because either way, I think Triple H is kind of like in a lose lose situation. If you go against it and it works, you're always gonna have a job. If you go against it and it goes terrible, you're not gonna have a job. But if you go with it and it goes terrible, like we've been seeing, you're gonna be out of a job. And I think that's where Triple H, I think Triple H has to really have that in his, and I hope he has that in his heart. Like I know he has the best interest as fans. I know he has us in our best interest, but something's gonna have to give, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's something he. I don't know what's going on, but it feels like every since last year Elimination Chamber, they had something special that was gonna happen with Cena, The Rock, and and for whatever reason, it seems like that just went downhill, and 90% of the blame is going on The Rock, but
How
the
can I
Rock
put
is
it?
not. The Rock is not here to take the blame, so guess who gets the blame?
Hunter. Yeah, I.
And now we're looking at, okay, just a year ago before this John Cena stuff happened, right? If we go back to them times,
Yeah.
we had record gates for Raw, SmackDown,
Oh, you name it. We
every
had it all.
pay-per-view, every pay-per-view was a record. Now it feels like everything's a money grab.
Yeah,
Everything's money.
again, I hope they figure it out
So
because it's not looking like I've already lived through the from t- like I was a WWE fan
man,
from 2013 to 2018, and let me tell you, those were some rough years. Those were rough
what?
years.
What you who you telling? I lost the love for wrestling in them times. If it wasn't for
That was
my
a hard
son,
one.
if it wasn't for my son wanting to watch it, I don't know if I would have got back to it.
Yeah, it's
And
tough, and that's what I'm kind of scared of. It's like, please don't go back to that. We did this so we can be better, guys. So we'll see.
it's
We'll see.
it yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna leave it with this one. Like I say, Triple H, man, I hope if anybody in WWE get this. It's a shame. I understand the injuries. I understand it was a bad timing. I understand, Bianca not coming back with her finger being the way it is. That doesn't that look worse than NFL stuff that happened.
That was kind of nasty.
Uh,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I mean, I get it, but man, fans, we want to see what we want to see, and we love wrestling, man, and
We
the
do.
fans in WWE love this, and um, I hope that the Saudi Arabia stuff stops so we can continue doing what we gotta do. But that don't seem like it's gonna help out either. They already talking
Mhm.
about canceling NFL across seas. They're in discussions about it. So,
Yeah.
you know, um, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, but we're gonna see WrestleMania. Raw is on right now. We went over the time quite a bit, but want to thank you for coming again. Like I said, we definitely gonna do another show because we gotta dip into. I want to do something where me, you, and Brandon, where we just sit here and we talk about rebuilding our teams. And I'm gonna try to find a way to put this on screen because I found a GM like at website and see
Yeah.
if we can go through there and like we personally rebuild our teams through free agency and draft and all that stuff and kind of just we all just
I
talk
feel you.
about it.
I feel you,
Um,
man. But no, man.
but
Thanks
it
for inviting me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it's always love, brother. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll try to come back Friday for the rest of the Unhinged family. Have a good one. Have a safe week. We out.
Peace.
Peace.